Kieran is in the other room currently staying up for the show, and we have many guests here in the studio tonight. Everyone would like to introduce themselves?
Hi, Gemma.
And he's back. Hey, Bo.
Hi, Georgie.
Hello, I'm Marcus.
None of you are on camera yet. Let's do this right.
Let's do this right.
We're gonna do this. Let's do it right.
Do it right. Do it.
That camera's not working. Okay, carry on as you were.
The back camera not working. So, welcome to the Nerdemic Show. For anyone who doesn't know what we're doing tonight, we're doing something a bit different to normal. Jonas, if you would like to explain to the audience what we are doing.
Is that one that's frozen?
Today we are running a tabletop role-playing game along a similar vein as Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons has a particular set of rules. We're not going to be following those rules today. We're going to be doing something a little bit more freestyle, as I like to call it. The rules are simply dictated by me. When I tell you to do something, you do it. Or you give me an idea and I can tell you if you can do it or not. Otherwise, the simple format of the role play is that I'm going to be describing to all of you who are going to be undertaking characters. I'll be describing to you scenarios, challenges, threats and things like that in the world around you. You as your characters are going to role play those characters and act out exactly what you would like to do in those scenarios. Fails and successes are determined by dice rolls. So if you succeed in an action, I'll tell you how well it goes. And if you fail, I get to describe your lowly downfall, which is going to be wonderful.
Sounds fun.
Yeah. I guess we're more or less ready to go.
There we go.
Yeah, we gotta go now.
Yep. I need to move in here.
And you have to tell the audience
Take
that
my
one.
middle spot. Actually, wait, no. 1, 2, 3. I am in the middle. I'm in the middle. You're in the middle of this mic.
Do you want to give this mic to them, and then I'll use that mic with you?
Can do.
My bag.
Yeah.
That's easier.
Yes, most probably.
Alright, fine. Yeah.
So move that mic round. You guys have that. You've got it
We'll just speak very loud into this one. Oh, we can sit nice and cozy.
Yeah, we're going to get close. We're going to get real close. Then
Get really
just take the
personal.
dice out. So the first thing I just want to explain is a lot of you are new to the whole role-playing format. So you have 2 sets of dice between the 5 of you, so you're going to be careful about that and make sure you're utilising your space efficiently. You have the following dice in front of you, and I'll go from smallest to largest. It should hopefully make sense because you all are intelligent people, unless your character sheet says so. You have a D4. It's a 4-sided dice. Looks like a pyramid. Whatever sum of the D4 is the number that they land on. So if it lands on a 3, the 3 is usually facing the base. Otherwise, it might be at the tip of the pyramid. Either way, you should be able to work out what number you've rolled based on what number's facing you. 1 to 4. You've got D6, 1 to 6, your casual dice. You've got a D8, which is this sort of diamond-shaped one here. 1 to 8, you're going to be using that for a lot of your damage rolls. So a lot of your weapons do 1d8 damage. You've got a D12, some more powerful attacks do D12 damage. You have a D20. Hardly any of you will need the D20, but if you do need it, I'll let you know. It's the one with the most faces on it.
Okay.
It has 20 faces on it. And what you have here is you have 2 D10s. One is numbered 1 through 9. One is numbered 10, 20, 30, 40, up to 90.
Right.
Using those 2 dice at the same time is how you're going to get a number between 1 and 100. That's going to be the primary use of this game. So if you have something that you need 50% to pass, I want you to be rolling these 2 dice together, and you need to roll under 50, which is to say the highest number you're allowed to roll is 50 and a 0 on the D10. Or you could roll a 40 and a 9, or a 30 and a 6. That's 36. You get the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
With that sorted out, hopefully we can sort of start making some progress in the actual game now.
Great.
So, shall we first of all introduce the viewers to all of our lovely characters?
I will do that as within the game.
Okay, cool.
So do you want
Where are we
to
going first then?
start the game?
Okay, so you have all just undertaken your Heroes Association test, okay? There is somewhat an image of this.
Maybe.
It is an explanation.
Mm-hmm.
Cyborg, esper. That'll be the one. So it may not be easy to see, but what it's describing there is the process in which a hero registers their name under the Heroes Association. You undergo 2 tests to see if you can become a hero or not. You have to do a physical examination and a written examination, okay? If you pass 71 or higher, you get to be signed up as a hero. Now, you are all in the waiting room together. You're all essentially just sitting in a very calm waiting room. Imagine your average doctor. There's some comfortable chairs, a couple of leaflets here and there. You can see some newspaper articles scattered about recent attacks that you've heard about from other cities. As you're sitting there, you're with each other. None of you know each other at the moment. You can all see each other around the table. One thing that may alarm you is, so 5 of you are what you would expect to see, okay? We have 2 humans, we have a cyborg, and we have 2 espers. Then espers aren't identifiable just by looking at them. They're generally a lot younger. They always look a lot younger than their actual age, though. Otherwise, they have psychic powers. What is weird is that you seem to be sitting with an 8-foot werewolf, wolfman in the room. If you have anything to say about that, now's the time, but otherwise this is the situation that you're in.
Fine. I think he's trying to come on to me.
I'm a little bit freaked out.
Yeah, understandably so. After about, I'd say about 10 minutes of waiting in this room, a door opens that you barely even noticed was there. It almost seamlessly parts throughout the wall, and out walks an old man. Withering old man. You can look in the image what he looks like. You can see he looks very adept and very fierce, but nonetheless he is extremely old. He introduces himself to you all as Bang.
Bang.
Hello everyone, I'm Bang. As you all know, you have just undergone the Heroes Association registration test. If you would all like to follow me now, I will tell you all your results. Now, even you, I will tell you all your results, monster. Now, I will tell you all your results. Now, he beckons you all through. I will tell you all your results. No, follow me. He beckons you all through. I will tell you all your results.
Sure, let's go.
Yeah.
He beckons you all through. I will tell you all your results. Following him in, you enter what sort of looks like following him in, you enter what sort of there's like elevated stage. Following him in, you bunch of chairs, like elevated stage. Following him in, you bunch of chairs, like elevated stage. Following him in, you bunch of fairly like elevated stage. Following him in, you bunch of fairly gestures for following him in, you bunch of fairly gestures for following him in, you bunch of fairly gestures for when did you choose to sit a lot further away from the wolfman? When did you choose to sit a lot further away from the wolfman? When did you choose to sit a lot further away from the
I'm going to sit in the middle of the entire group.
The middle of the entire group.
Yes.
I believe that is
Yeah.
that will
Sweetness
become
don't care.
appropriate. Wonderful. Right, so Old Man Bang steps onto a stage. There's a small little sort of podium in front of him. He looks at you all, and if we go to NPCs, we can see another character walks in. It's not him. This is one thing as well. 4th one. Yep, wonderful, him.
I did mention put them in some form of order.
This guy wearing a very flashy suit, spiked hair, walks onto the stage. He's not being as outlandish as you can see him in this image. He is Snake Fist Snack. He introduces himself. He is an A-class hero, rank 3, and primarily responsible for the district in which you've all just signed up. To begin with, Bang looks at you all and goes, well, I have good news. You've all passed the examination. Some of you wonderfully, some of you barely. The first thing I would like you all to do now, before we announce our results, is if you could introduce yourselves not only to each other, but to us. You there? Yes, an esper, aren't you? Oh, I can tell.
Yeah.
You know, it's quite hard to tell espers apart from normal people, just because of their younger age, but there's something about you in those exams.
Ooh.
Why don't you introduce yourself?
So I'm Sweetness, no sugar diet.
That's
I'm
a
an
name.
esper shifter.
A shifter, yes.
Yeah.
As we saw in your exams, you seem to have some sort of capabilities to maneuver your arms into the shapes of a snake of some sort.
A boom slang.
A boom slang. Very interesting. That must have taken years of practice. And a falcon as well.
Yeah. Not just my arms, though. That'd be weird.
Interesting. It's rare that we have an esper shifter join us in the ranks. They tend to stay very much to themselves. It's good to have you. Sweetness, was it?
Yeah.
Sweetness. Another esper. So many on a single day. The
Hi.
Heroes Association will be glad to have you in our ranks. Introduce yourself.
I'm Green Empress, but you can call me Greenie. I'm an Esper Summoner.
Summoner. Dangerous powers, dangerous powers. But we saw in your exams what you summon. I don't think that will be too much of an issue.
No, he's kind of cute.
He is kind of cute. It's wonderful to have you on the team. You.
My name is Richard, but people have started calling me Osmosis. I'm a powered human.
Yes, an interesting power is yours. I noticed that you seemed to be a little bit incompetent in some of the strength tests until... That was until we started noticing some of our other contestants were coming up with unusual wounds on their body.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Don't be coy. The only reason you've passed this test is because your mimic ability. We're all very aware of it.
Yes. Quite.
Hopefully it will serve us well in the battles to come.
I'd hope so too.
You there, boy with the staff.
Hello.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Callum Connor, but many people refer to me as Mankaka no Okatu. But you can refer to me as the Middle.
I'm familiar with the phrase. I myself am from the Orient. If I remember correctly, it means dude in the middle.
Yes.
Appropriate, as you are sitting, in fact, in the middle.
Which is one of my many tropes that I've sort of gained over the years, to always be in the middle of a situation, including sitting in the middle of a group like this.
Well, I regret to inform you, Middle, but at the moment you're very much at the bottom of the hero ranks, as are all of you. If you wish to rise to the middle, that may very well be within your skills, based on what I saw in the tests. I'd hope that you'd rise higher than the middle, though. We all have such aspirations.
Thank you.
The cyborg.
Hello, my name is Vendita. I am a cyborg who is based on support. I help people.
Yes, we saw during the written exams, you seem to excel in, well, I saw during the physical exam, you took quite a beating. Didn't even flinch. If robots flinch, I'm not quite sure. We have so few cyborgs during the Heroes Association, they're usually used for private purposes or mercenary companies, things like that. It'll be good to see you on the team.
I'm in for it.
And now, to address the elephant in the room.
Just a point, guy, from you now. Can we, if you're going
If
to
you
laugh,
don't
can we
mind
move
me
away
saying.
from the mics because they're hearing an echo of us laughing?
We have a very unusual circumstance in the room here today. I think you'll agree, A+ Hero Snack. You got that damn right, Bang. I don't like none of it. Tell us what you're doing here, dirtbag.
Sorry, I had something stuck in my throat.
Probably a child, no less.
No. My name is Bartholomew Vonterwalk. But my hero name is the Big Bad. I am a werewolf. I used to be a medieval knight. Now, I'm not. And I wanna save people and stuff.
Save people. I bet all you do is eat them. I don't trust you. Now, Snack, calm down. It's very unorthodox for us to call so many possible candidates in at the same time. If you've been following the news of the Heroes Association, you're fully aware that most of our operatives work usually individually. They've been known to form small teams here and there. Nothing official, really. We don't really mind what they do as long as they're doing the job to protect and serve. Alas, we have two unorthodox situations here today. We have a team and a werewolf. If you can be called that, monster.
You can call me that if you want, I don't really mind.
Snide. Alas, you have not only been accepted into the Heroes Association, but you've been accepted under well, I guess you could be the first to undergo such an unprecedented event. You will be the first official team that we will be forming in the Heroes Association. When you join our ranks, you will not be performing as independent heroes. We will not have you going out on missions on your own. We will have you perform together as a unit. We have done this and made this decision because we believe that you contain a very particular and balanced set of skills. Some of you have unique powers. Some of you have trained effortlessly away from civilizations. Some of you contain brute strength, which we do not know if we can keep in check. And so it will be the primary objective of this team to ensure that Big Bad is able to prove himself as a safe and he falls asleep in front of you. Snack picks it up from here. Basically, losers, what you're going to do here, Big Bad gets out of trouble, you take him down or you give us a call. Until then, you're all heroes. Go save some lives.
Yeah, let's do this.
Bang is slept walked off the stage by Snack. And you are just left alone in the hall until you notice a door at the back opens, leading to just the outside world. Large staircase going down, leading you back into the district known as Z City. Now, prior to you going into that room, you have all been given the following. You have all been given a hero ID. This is essentially a sort of what is equal to a police badge in our world. So it's your identification to prove that you are registered with the Heroes Association. Right. Most companies and individuals and facilities will accept that identification for all access granted, proof of trust, things like that. Generally, it's a sign that you can be trusted in, and most people rely on that. You have a communicator. This was a watch given to you. It's called a banana watch, not an Apple Watch. It's essentially it's a touchscreen watch. You don't quite know all of its capabilities, but you notice it's got a quick dial number to somewhere called HQ. It's got a quick dial number to Snack, and it has a little pretty profile picture of all of you as well. Finally, you've all been given a small allowance of 500 yen, which is pretty much enough to buy you an apple or a chocolate bar. The way that your payment works within the association is the association receives a huge number of donations from its cities and its peoples. Heroes are given a small amount of this fund based on their rank, although you haven't been given any more information about that. What are you going to do? You're outside. You're a team now. You're all together. What's your first point of action?
Maybe we should all make a spot check and see if we can see anything untoward going on.
It's a good idea.
In our immediate area.
You want to go ahead and roll a D100. Kieran, as you're the first.
Kieran?
Marcus. Getting named wrong.
Just the 100 or the
so
two.
when I say D100, it's the two together.
Cool, yeah.
And if you roll under your spot, you have spotted something.
My spot skill is 50.
Right, I think I should do it then, because I've got enhanced perception and a spot skill of 80.
Well, allow him to make the check anyway.
Okay.
Because he's
We
trying.
may as well
He's
all-
trying.
Yeah, we might as well.
Yeah, may as
for it.
well all do it.
He's the first to walk out and take a look around.
I've rolled 33, so yeah, I've succeeded.
So that's a pass.
Sweet.
You've noticed that despite the fact you walked into sort of an office block in the middle of your city in a slightly built-up area, weirdly enough, the door you've just walked out of has just led you to the middle of nowhere. You're in a field.
The middle of nowhere.
The middle, yes. You're in a field. You have no idea where you are. This is a bit unusual because you don't understand how you could have traversed such a huge, great distance in such a small amount of time, especially within a building. But alas, you have no idea where you are right now.
Right.
Great.
Anyone want to help us out here?
Could we use the communicator to...
I'd
Do-
like to
does that-
mark my territory.
No.
All right. So Big Bad just goes and pisses on the ground.
Don't even need to roll for it. It's fact of nature.
Just pisses. on the
Can
ground.
we... Is there anything on our communicators that we're able to, like, link to some sort of crime network?
You notice you have an inbox. It's currently just giving you a welcome email. Welcome for registering
Okay.
to the Heroes Association.
If I was to go into my Falcon form, could I then do a sweep, look around?
You could.
That's a good
yes.
idea.
That is a good idea.
Do you have a percentage chance of going into Falcon form?
No.
So in that case, you go ahead and do it. And what I want you to do is tally how much power or stamina you're using.
Okay.
But you're not in combat, so it's going to be a one-off power.
Right.
Go for it.
What do I do? I don't know what I do.
Right. So you're going into Falcon form.
Yeah.
Yep. So
As we can see on the screen.
next to you,
Falcon
next to your Falcon form, it should say that you use up a certain amount of stamina or power per turn.
3.
3. So if you just minus off 3 stamina or power for me, whichever one I wrote down.
Yeah.
Cool. You go hurtling into the air, only to suddenly collide with some sort of surface. It looks like it's the sky, but you notice that there is something physically there that you can't quite comprehend.
It's every video gamer's nightmare, an invisible wall.
Are we trapped in something?
It is essentially an invisible wall. The rest of the group, you see her go colliding into a wall. If any of you would just like to now make a spot check for me.
Which one do we need to use for that?
These two.
These two.
I mean, so a number of players or everyone can do the spot check,
I got
but as soon as
50.
one player has the information, everyone can. It's all shared between
You
you.
got 57.
9.
Callum has failed.
I failed.
No, I failed.
Yep, Wolfman's failed as well.
Oh, go again. Which one was spot check? 60.
90.
He's...
I failed as well.
Failed as
I got
well.
90.
Marcus.
No, I failed.
Is everyone gonna...
I have also failed.
Everyone, nothing has failed.
Has everyone
I
failed?
haven't done it.
We've all failed.
Wait,
No,
George,
you
do
can't
it.
do it. You can't do
You
it.
can't do it because you've hit the wall. Everyone's failed their spot checks.
Okay, that's fine.
We're
So
all dead.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. No, we still gotta get this through.
you've all got this massive open field in front of you. You really have no idea what to do now. Georgie's just hit an invisible wall, as far as you know. You've just all walked out into a building, and you have no idea what's going on right now.
Can I try walking through the invisible wall?
If you notice that if you walk through a direction long enough, you just hit the wall. It feels very physical, almost of stone.
Right. Okay.
Okay, given that this wall is obviously, doing something visually, I'd like to rely purely on my sense of smell to try and find us a way out of here.
Activating your sense of smell. What you notice is that the room is everything is incredibly clean, but it feels indoors still. You can see all this grass around you in this field and this wind, but none of it smells like it's actually natural. Like you've been in fields before, and it still smells like this is all not outdoors.
So we're on a holodeck.
Possibly.
Possibly.
Georgie, what are you doing in Falcon form?
Falling, probably.
Oh no, you hit the wall. You're just a bit pissed off.
I don't know what I could do.
Can I try hitting the invisible wall?
Yes.
Try punching it.
Okay.
It's not a moving target, so I'm not going to make you roll melee attack. What I can tell you is that as you hit the invisible wall, it suddenly lifts above your arm, and you kind of go almost like a door opens, it slides open,
Ooh.
and you almost go sort of fumbling into this now open space.
Right.
Out from that open space walks Bang, the old man who was just in the seminar.
Ah.
Well, I was wondering how long it would take one of you to try destroying the wall, but this is an expensive piece of equipment, and we'd rather you didn't destroy it. As I said, there are a number of unusual scenarios with your team, so we thought we'd put you through a little test, if you will. We all saw you in the physical and the written exams, but it seems that some of you contain powers that just don't quite show themselves on paper or in a gym class. Especially you, monster.
A smile.
So here's what's going to happen. In my hand, I have a ping pong ball. He reveals to you all a ping pong ball. Ping pong ball.
Ball. What do you want us to do?
I would like you all,
Throw the ball.
one at a
Throw the
time. I would like you all, one at a time, to attempt to take the ball off me.
No, throw the ball.
All right. So
You may use any skills of your choosing. You may use any of your powers, even if you deem them fatal. Believe me, there is nothing you can do to me that would cause me injury. I want you to try your very hardest to get this ball off me one by one.
Throw the ball.
we have to work.
And when you all inevitably fail, I want you to try as a team.
So we have to do it individually and then as a team.
Understand, yes.
Okay.
So what I would like you all to do for me now as players is you've got dexterity in your top right.
Yep.
It's a figure less than 20.
Yep.
Yeah, like it's up to 20 for all of you.
Yeah.
I would like you to grab the d20 dice one by one and all attempt to roll over your dexterity.
Over dexterity, not under.
Yep.
Okay.
Do it one by one for me so I can describe it for you.
Callum roll.
I got a dexterity of 16. I rolled a 3.
Okay, so firstly, just going to the middle. You charge in by yourself, staff in hand, and you attempt to trip him up with your staff. You attempt to trip him up with your staff, only to sort of lose grip of it. The staff spins round, hits you in the leg, and you fall over.
Cool.
Okay?
Harry
I
succeeded.
rolled a 16.
You rolled a 16, wonderful. In this particular case, you, as this big hulking cyborg, suddenly shoot your rocket arm out at Bang.
Right.
It looks like it's about to grab the ping pong ball, when suddenly he's not where he was. You suddenly notice that as the ping pong ball should have grabbed the ball, you notice he's about a foot to the left, and he hasn't.
Right.
It doesn't look like he's moved an inch at all. Your fist collides with the wall and just drops on the ground.
I think this is
You
rigged.
guys either roll. Okay. I have failed. I rolled a 7.
You rolled a 7. So, not much else you can do. You start showing off your flashy skills with your butterfly knife. Sort of imagine Kick-Ass style. Only to accidentally cut your finger
Oh,
and
damn.
start crying like a little girl. As you suck on your finger. Bang just sort of tuts, like really unimpressed.
Great.
I failed.
What did you get?
Got a 6.
Oh.
So, you figure that you might be able to use the grass and the ground to entangle his foot with your basic psychic powers. You slam your hands on the ground and concentrate as hard as you can. Instead, the grass just wraps around your hands and now you can't really get out.
Silly woman, it's not real grass!
You're still in falcon form.
Yeah, but I failed. I got a 6.
So you go flying, hurtling into him, and end up, again, it looks like you're actually going to get him, when suddenly the next thing you know, when you thought it was Bang in front of you, you've suddenly just collided into Green Empress. And now you're just a falcon and an esper on the floor in a hurtling mess.
I failed.
Oh.
6.
You sniff your butt.
Oh god.
Well, I expected more out of you individually. Best attempt I saw was from the cyborg.
Right.
Couldn't hope to match my speed. Now we'll make things a bit easier, shall we? He puts the ping pong in the ball, or the ping pong ball. He puts the ping pong ball on the floor in front of him in the middle of this open field, and he sits down cross-legged, just in front of it. And he says, now I would like you to work as a team, creatively, to try and get the ball out from my view.
Right.
All right.
You are now all open to do what you like. Now, this is the way this is going to work. Could everyone just read out their dexterity to me?
16.
Yeah.
13.
15. 14.
10.
14.
So lowest was 10, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Callum, you had 16.
Yeah.
Wolfie, you have 14, which is the same as Georgie, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So Callum's going to go first with the highest dexterity.
All right.
Bang is sitting on the floor cross-legged. There was a ping pong ball in front of him. What would you like to do?
So we have to work as a team, if I'm correct.
Yep, you are now open to use anything, anything to your advantage. You can go for one of the abilities that you have in your skills. You can try and describe to me a bit more of a creative technique, and I will tell you the necessary roles to pass that, if possible. You can confer with your teammates. You can try and work out what the rest of your teammates can do, and see if there's any way that you could perhaps work together using two abilities at the same time, or something.
An
like
idea that had just come to me that I might use is I'm going to use my evade melee attack. However, not to actually attack, but to use more as a zigzag movement across the field towards the ping pong ball to give as a distraction for somebody else to then go in and use a swipe to grab it.
So essentially, you're making a flashy series of movements towards Bang.
Sort of, yeah. I'm sort of going to have my pole at arms ready, so it looks like I could just swipe underneath and grab it like I previously attempted to. However, it is mainly going to be through a distraction to allow one of you do as you please to then use it as an advantage.
Is it worth me borrowing your abilities so that I can have a
Is that the
bump to my dexterity, maybe?
Which one?
Well, any. Is it worth me using my mimic ability on you so that I can...
So one thing to make clear is you now need to start talking as if you were your characters.
Okay.
Hardly anyone's aware of how your mimic ability works, let alone...
Yeah, I don't know how you work, man.
Let alone...
You gotta tell me more
what
than
is
that.
necessary. Remember, willingness requires nothing, essentially.
All I need is your permission to borrow your abilities, and I can.
Do what you will.
Thank you.
Alright.
Cool. So, Marcus, if you would like to up your dexterity by 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then what I'll do is, rather than modifying any more of your stats right now, is we'll describe the differences in your abilities as you want to do something.
Yeah, cool.
Anyways,
by the way, my mimic ability uses 7 stamina.
Okay, cool. So
and my melee.
Make a note that you've used up 7 stamina.
And my evade melee, which is my thing I'm going to be using to run, is 2.
Yeah, so minus 2 stamina, please.
Cool.
Right, next we have Gemma.
Right. I'm thinking. Let me think. Would it be worth me summoning my little man? Hey, don't laugh. He's kind of cute.
I don't know what this is. You're going to have to explain.
So my little man, I summon him. Just a flick of the wrist, and he pops up.
That's what he said.
So if you could be clear, like as if no one knows what your ability is.
So he can produce plants out of him, and I could get him to produce some vines that will go towards him in the middle, and he will be distracted by that while you are using your attack.
Cool.
Okay, so you summon Green Empress, which takes some power out of you.
10.
Yep, so minus that off, or put the new figure into your current. And then Green Empress sort of acts independently, as it were. Like, so Green Empress, the summon, has its own turn.
That's cool.
But Gemma commands it in this particular case to do something, and it happens in a different action. So you are going to have it produce, if I remember correctly, you want vines to grow towards Bang at this particular point.
Yes, I do.
Do you want them to go underground, or would you like them
I would
to
like
go
them
across
to
the
go
surface?
underground.
Okay, cool. It'll take a little bit longer, but
Yep.
obviously it's a lot less detectable.
Yes.
Right, you're
Thank
doing
you.
that.
Yeah, I
Next
would like to do
is Georgie.
Car.
You
Car,
call.
car.
You're going to car.
If I go like supersonic, like as fast as I can, like ahead, like over him, then I can hopefully the like force of the wind might push the ball away.
So you essentially want to use a gust of speed in this case.
Yeah, so it'll distract him and push the ball away from him.
Okay. If you could go for a dexterity check on that. So last time I was telling you all to roll over, you actually want to roll under this time. That's the general method. There was no way you were winning that last test, by the way, which is why I just went for a different roll. So roll a d20, which is the dice with the most sides on it, and you want to go under your dexterity in falcon form.
I'm not going to. Positive. Yes. I got
You did it.
6.
You got a 6.
Yeah.
Cool. So you then level yourself sort of horizontally along the ground to Bang at a sideways angle, and essentially try and move at the most vertical speed you possibly can. As you brush past him, everything sort of goes in slow motion for you as you notice he's just making direct eye contact with you but doesn't seem to be moving. You shoot past him, no problem, but when you look behind you, you notice that he just put his hand in front of the ping pong ball and no wind has pushed it.
Ooh.
He says, nice try.
I thought the ping pong ball was behind him.
No, it's sat in front of him, and he's got his legs crossed, just sitting on the floor, and he's just got a ping pong ball in front of him.
Poor Georgie.
I could have distracted him.
Next is Kieran.
Yeah.
He's got a ping
What you
pong-
gonna do, monster?
He's got a ping pong ball in front of him. What are you gonna do?
Well, given that no one else has, I'm going to go for the ping pong ball. Because there's no one's keeping an 8-foot dog from a ball. It's not going to happen.
Go on.
So I'm gonna like just I don't know run really fast towards it.
So you're gonna straight up try and tackle and get the ball, right?
I am gonna go for him like full force and either get the ball or if he tries to stop me, hopefully take him down and leave the ball open.
Okay,
Oh,
cool.
you're really gonna spend the
As you get within arm's reach of the ball, you go to grab it, but
I wouldn't be using my hand. It'd be in my mouth.
you go to grab it with your mouth.
I'm a wolf.
Even better.
It's a ball.
You go to grab it with your mouth, and then suddenly you notice that a single finger of his is just on your nose, and he's keeping you off the ball with the strength of a single finger.
Aww.
Can you roll your strength for me on your d20, please?
Yes. I want to get less than my strength.
You want to get less than 18, yeah.
1. Boom!
Critical 1. It feels like you're overpowering his finger, and just as his finger bends away from your pure strength, he brings in his other hand and literally slaps you. You go, Jesus Christ, miles flying straight into the wall of the compound.
Oh, how'd you feel, monster?
I feel like as the only member of the team who actually went for the ball, you guys let me down.
Oh, so I played you a small violin.
Did you actually bring in a violin just for that?
Yes.
It's not even a small violin.
How is it be small?
Pretty average in size.
You also take 7 damage.
What? No.
He slapped you around the face. As you do that, he very much
A small
says quite
violin.
clearly, like, I thought I might have underestimated your strength, monster, but you should not underestimate mine.
Didn't underestimate, I just want the ball! Just throw the ball!
I'll get the violin.
Going to Marcus, who has now got increased dexterity, so next time your turn will come faster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you basically got the same strength and speed now as in the middle.
Yeah, okay.
Middle, thank you.
So what else is happening at the moment? We've got the vines.
Okay,
coming up
I
towards-
have him distracted.
This all happened.
had him distracted.
This all happened.
We're currently doing our evade tactic of
Can we confirm?
That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah. You're all in the same room.
I still
You're all on a team.
We're gonna spend like an hour, guys, going after a ball. Come on, we got better at the team.
What if someone runs at him?
That's what we're doing.
Yeah,
That's
but
what
I mean,
Cameron's
and then
doing.
I come up behind with someone in my hands and drop them down.
That's an idea.
Can I just make a point? I didn't try this because my ability in this is rubbish, given that I'm 8 feet tall. But has anyone considered trying their sneak ability?
I have 65 in my sneak ability. I might try that on my
But
next...
you are running it up to him in his face.
No, I might try that on my next time. If this fails, I might try the sneak ability.
Can I try a perception roll?
Yes, you can. If you would like to go for whatever your spot skill is and roll underneath your spot.
Okay, so 60, so it's 100.
If you fail, get the environment.
Right.
56?
56,
Succeeded.
so
Alright, so what was it you were trying to ascertain?
I want to ascertain whether he is actually in the room, as it were.
Yes, this is very much the same man that you met in the senior hall.
Right.
You don't know much about him, but he seems to have an incredible amount of skill to him. As you take a look at him, though, what you notice is that despite the fact that he is cross-legged on the ground with a little ping pong ball in front of him, you feel like he's never been more ready for a fight. Like, you feel like he's very serious about what he's doing.
Right.
And you can tell that there is conviction. Like, you can ascertain that he's very serious about defending that ball.
Yeah, okay. Right.
Do you think he'd be willing to part with it in exchange for a piece of paper with Robert Downey Jr.'s phone number on it? I have that in my inventory.
Given that Robert Downey Jr. is no one in this world.
What? Robert Downey Jr. is someone in every world. Check your facts.
No. You can certainly try as an action, but you will be wasting it. Over to Harry. No, wait, Marcus, finish your turn.
So yes.
We're still doing the run thing.
So Callum is currently running towards him. Is any of his attention focused on that? Can I make a...
It almost... Despite what,
Sorry, despite what Harry has said, he's said it to all of you through his perceptions. He's looking at Bang quite seriously and he's telling you all this. Kind of looks to you like the old man's asleep.
Okay.
He doesn't seem to care about any of you. It barely looks like he's trying, other than the fact that you just saw him slap an 8-foot wolf into a wall.
Yeah, okay. Could I... right. So he doesn't look like he's distracted at all by...
No.
By anything. Okay.
I actually
think-
have a plan, but
Go on.
it does depend on you doing something first.
Go on then.
Because I've got to wait until my next turn.
Go on, tell me.
Tell us.
Can you roll to shove that violin inside Callum? I do have a genuine plan.
Okay, so I also have a plan as well, but it consists of me and Georgie working together.
Do it!
Wow, not.
Do you wanna voice
So
it?
using our psychic abilities to try and move the ball,
Lift it up and then I can
lift it.
grab it. And well, it's
I
there.
could, because if it's small, I could
Throw
try and
the
lift. Shut up, Wolf.
Throw the ball.
I could lift the ball up off the floor. Someone could try and distract him. So,
I
could
don't
do that.
feel
That's what we're
distracted.
trying with our run.
wow, if you could get 3 of them distracting him.
We've got me,
And-
Marcus, and...
Yep.
If Sweetness is in her falcon form, she can go over the
Super.
top.
I am the fastest bird in the world.
And then we have Wolf. He can,
Get the ball.
yeah.
Get the ball.
Yeah. I move the ball, then
You grab it.
I
Grabs
grab
it.
it and I can drop it to you.
Thank you for telling me your idea. We'll get round to that during your turn.
Well then, in that case, I will attempt to make a distraction.
How would you like your distraction to be
Running
distracting?
at him's a good idea.
I think running at him is not a good idea, as proved from Wolf Boy.
It might not be for us, but it would mean that...
Wolfman.
No, Wolf Boy.
My name is Big Bad.
Who won the competition? Who won that?
Well, no, they won for my real name, which is Bartholomew Want to Walk.
Ah, okay.
I would like... Can I just throw him a knife at him?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
He said, "Don't worry about being fatal." I'm going to throw him a knife at his face.
Yeah, cool. You want to throw a knife at his face? I haven't given you a throw skill, so we'll just go for just go under dexterity, please.
Dexterity. So that's currently 16 because of my buff from Callum.
Cool.
The middle.
The middle. So I have succeeded on a 12.
Cool. As you're throwing, you throw your knife at him. What we'll do is we'll assume that's travelling in mid-air as we do Harry's action.
Yeah.
If you want to pass that as a distraction, I'll let the round go round.
Cool.
So you just throw your knife. Travelling mid-air, Harry, there's now a knife in mid-air flying towards Bang. Falcon's just flying past, Werewolf smashed into the wall. This guy's kind of doing like a cartwheel and then like a flip. And then like doing like a pose. And then running, and then doing something else.
I shall attempt to play rock, paper, scissors. I always choose paper. For it is the middle option.
It needs work.
Well,
I have many of these puns.
I would like to retrieve my arm, thank you very much.
You can pick up your arm, very smart, because I wasn't going to let you rocket punch without it. You go pick up your arm. Can you please roll under your intelligence for me? So again with the D20, try and pass your intelligence.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, that one, thank you. 3, so I've got 16.
It occurs to you that the challenge that Bang set you was to have the ball exit his sight.
Right.
Those were the words he used.
So just block it from his view, then.
You ascertain that if Bang was precise with his wording, you just need to make sure that there's an opportunity in which Bang can't see the ball.
I know how to do it.
Right.
I know how to do it.
Tell us, Kieran.
He has to eat the ball.
Tell us.
Well, I kind of have to do it on my go because it relies on one of my abilities.
All right, so we'll get round to you.
Well, you can't. It's
Next turn.
Yeah.
Well, if none of you want to do anything, that's up to you. But now it's Callum's.
My turn. I'm going to use my sneak skill, which is 65. So I'm then just basically going to... For him, he won't really be able to notice me because I will suddenly just be sneaking throughout the field, approaching the ball at a decent speed to try and snatch it during this big evasion.
Okay, please roll a D100 to test your sneak.
It's at both of them. So. I got 92.
That's not a pass. You step on a really big branch. Then you notice you step in a puddle, and you actually audibly go, "Oh, God damn it!" And then you keep trying to sneak, and you step on a snail, which makes a crunch. As you keep doing this, Bang just sort of sighs and just says, "I know you're there." You have no chance of surprising him.
Okay.
Over to you, Marcus, who has heightened dexterity.
So yeah, what's happening with my knife? Still
Yeah,
flying
do
towards
not
his
just
face.
go.
Yeah.
Okay, so of course, well, because he's got high dexterity, he now actually, like in a new turn order, his dexterity is equal with Callum's. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You're all going in the order of your dexterity. Marcus took Callum's dexterity, so now Marcus is faster than all of you.
Then he threw a knife.
Yeah.
He threw a knife in the last
Right,
turn
right.
order, and now in the new turn order, he's actually acting faster now
the
because
beginning
he's
of the turn
got
order.
Callum's ability. So we'll conclude your knife now.
The epic
You were throwing your
conclusion.
knife at Bang.
Yep.
It doesn't need to be near the mic. As you go and throw your knife at Bang, it pretty much hits him square on. It looks to you like the knife has actually just gone
Embedded
and
into
pierced
his
his
skull.
skin and just embedded him. What
Nice
you
one.
notice is that actually the point has stopped at his skin and is just balancing very delicately on his forehead.
Okay.
To which he then looks at you and headbutts the knife back at you.
Catch it.
I'm gonna.
You now need to roll your evade. Evade range.
Evade range.
Evade.
So my evade range is 40, so I've got to roll under 40. That's not much chance. I might get stabbed with my own.
You might get stabbed with your own
impaled
knife.
upon my own
The
sword.
violin might come back out.
Yeah, I
87.
failed. 87. That's bad.
Okay, so He wasn't doing this to kill you. You take 1 damage.
One damage,
It basically
okay.
just sort of like slices your leg a bit and then lands on the floor behind you. You're left a little bit embarrassed.
Okay.
Gave you my help.
Over to Gemma, and if you want to execute your plan at the same time, Gemma and Georgie,
I don't know, I only had a question.
you have a
When
question.
you say psychic
hour
abilities,
catching a ball,
is
guys.
it purely
Into the mic.
telekinesis? Is it purely telekinesis, or is it like we can like make them see things?
You can certainly attempt to manipulate his mind. From past experience, you know that it's kind of easy to do on a normal human, but if you're trying to do it on someone who you can tell is extremely strong, you know that it could go wrong.
Okay, so instead of doing that, we'll wait until it's Wolfie's turn. So I'm just going to do a nature lift. If there is branches lying around, I can lift one of them up.
Okay, what I'll say is that you can prepare your turn to do something in a team.
Ooh,
Maybe
okay.
heal me.
All 3 of your turns are at the same time, so if you want to describe as a team what your action
Can
is.
we put our ability together and potentially
Okay,
have a
okay,
chance?
okay.
Yeah.
Wait.
If we can work together, can I see if my thing's going to work? Because then they can
Yeah,
potentially help me.
tell us.
Did you say you wanted healing?
Okay, so imagine this. After you brush yourself off the wall, you notice that these 2 espers are like, come here, you all,
Walkies.
they're showing you a large amount of trust for an 8-foot walking monster, but they can tell, I think we can all ascertain at this point that he doesn't want to wipe out all of you guys just yet.
Yep.
Okay, so
You will do the whole rugby huddle thing, and now start speaking.
Right. Okay.
okay.
So we just need to make it so that the ball's out of his line of sight, right?
Mhm.
Okay. And we know that we're not actually outdoors. We're in some kind of room, right?
Yes.
So I used my enhanced perception, sniff out the copper wiring in the walls, and find the light switch. And then one of you flicks it off.
If that goes
idea.
wrong, I might use my next turn to use my staff to smash it into the equipment and just break the place.
Well, I've got to find the equipment first.
No, but I'm saying that if we have the walls, remember he said earlier that the
Also, we don't necessarily know that there is a light switch in here.
No, but-
Could one of you
I was thinking
three?
of breaking the actual dome.
One thing I have to say is your characters have no idea that this conversation is ongoing,
Yeah.
so you can't form that
Yeah,
plan
I'm
just yet.
thinking of the idea.
Could all 3 of you try and roll under your intelligence, please?
Oh man,
With which?
If they-
The D20.
I didn't want to use my intelligence. I wanted to use my enhanced perception.
Right, I'm
Just use your
under.
intelligence.
Yeah.
Right, well you pass.
I'm under.
Cool.
They all passed. They all passed.
You notice that there is no particular source of light. For some reason, the room looks to be entirely like you were fooled into thinking that this is sunlight and a blue sky and a field. It occurs to you that this is not technology or conventional equipment you've ever seen before.
So smash it. Smash the equipment.
If
If we
that's
don't know
what,
to switch it off, smash it. No?
it still occurs to you that you're just surrounded by a giant invisible wall that you don't quite know the.
Which is why I want to use my sense of smell to sniff out like the electrical components. It'll be something that, you know, in this environment I shouldn't be able
Yep.
to smell.
But it's not electric, it's magic.
Is it magic? We don't know. He said it's some kind of technology.
It is some kind of technology. You can't smell anything.
Can't smell it. I'm a
Nothing.
werewolf.
You can't smell
Is
anything
there
useful.
a fake sun?
Yes, but you notice that you can stare directly at it because it's not actually that bright.
Why don't I just fly in front of it and block out the light?
Sure. We'll go
Are you
back into
doing
the
that?
wall.
Yeah.
Okay, you fly in front of the fake sun, but you notice that all you're doing is covering up
Kitty
a
says
yellow,
popcorn juice.
yellow thing on the wall. The rest of the blue sky is still well lit.
I have an idea.
I've got an
Okay,
idea too.
so I've got my little green man. So I can produce a cocoon of sorts.
Yes.
Can I produce this cocoon to go around him? What are you doing?
I'm
Why
getting
not
ready for
go
my
around
idea.
the wall?
to go around the wall.
The ball.
Way too large a space.
The ball.
The ball.
The ball.
What about the
Yes,
ball?
you can attempt to do it around the ball.
Okay, I'll attempt to do it around the ball.
Cool. You move up to Bang. One thing I have to ask is your Green Emperor still producing vines underground then? You have to cancel that plan if you want the cocoon to go ahead.
I haven't done anything.
Use the vines first, and if that fails,
Could the vines not pop up from underground to make the cocoon?
it's gonna
Arguably.
do that then.
You could do that.
Could do that.
Okay, cool. One thing I would like you to do then is please... Your power is 20, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So you can't fail your power roll. It's your innate thing. Right. Your vines grow up under the ball, and then just as they're sort of making a circle where he wouldn't be able to see the ball anymore, they kind of stop. Like the circle won't close, and he can still see the ball perfectly. Can anyone make a perception roll or a listen roll for me? And you can work out
All of
why
us or
that
just one
hole
of
is
us?
not closing. Any one of you?
I will do one because mine's 80.
Yeah, Jonas, give it him.
14. Oh, sorry. Wrong dice.
91,
Oh,
you
come
suck.
on.
Does anyone pass a spot or a listen roll?
Should we just all do?
Just all try it.
If you're all trying to work, if you see, if you imagine you're looking at this old man, this thing is trying to encapsulate the ball, but it's not closing, so you can still see the ball.
Yeah.
None of you can work out why that's the case. Like even you, Gemma, who is making the vines, can't work out why this is happening.
Okay.
Just all keep going. We'll
Let's
just do it.
All roll.
Yeah, go ahead if you're curious to find out.
No. Fail.
Those
Fail.
Fail. Yes.
two.
64.
64.
What's your?
No, it's 94.
No, it's 94.
No, you failed. Anyone pass?
I don't know if I did.
What did you get?
I got 50.
And what's your?
What's your is it listen we're going for?
Yeah,
Well,
spot.
this one's 60.
If you rolled 50, then you succeeded.
Then you passed.
Georgie succeeded.
Georgie, you can tell ever so slightly that Bang has now pushed his lips together, and he's blowing right where the vines should be making a hole. It occurs to you that somehow his breath is strong enough that you can't physically get past his breath. Almost like he's piercing the vines. With that, he remains perfectly calm, sitting there, and his breath seems to be endless as he stops your vines from closing in.
Can I just poo on it?
Wow.
And cover the rest of the hole.
Surely his breath would blow the poo away.
Okay,
Matt,
so
That's not a valid ability.
if someone could distract him from blowing his breath on this vine ball, would the vine ball be able to close?
Yes.
So I need someone to distract him from breathing
When it comes
on
to my next-
ball.
When it comes to
Harry's turn anyway, so
Okay.
Go on, Harry.
Well, I don't want to try and force his mouth shut with my rocket arm because that would just be silly. He would just knock it aside. because he's strong, he would just knock it aside. That would be that. So I think the only thing I can do is rush over to Kieran and actually give him first aid.
you rush over to Kieran and give him first aid. You restore how much health?
7.
No, according to his bit of paper.
60.
So 7 is in that 60.
It says 60.
Where's this say
Oh,
this?
you have a... Show me the first aid.
Restores 10.
One
D10 plus 3.
Okay, cool. So roll the 1 to 9, the 0 to 9 dice.
That one.
Okay.
2.
2 plus...
And then plus the one he's holding in his hand. Oh no.
Plus 3.
Plus 3, 5.
So you gain 5 health.
Cool.
How much do you need?
He took 7 damage.
Okay. Alright.
So he comes over and sort of his hands seem to secrete some sort of weird gel. It's not as weird as you think. He just goes, please remain calm. And just sorts of starts padding it on you. What you notice, though, is that your incredibly bruised and slightly bleeding shoulder, which collided with the wall,
Bleeding.
is no, doesn't work for you.
Oh!
It just seems to be fine again, and you're like, oh, cool.
Someone here needs to cut themselves.
I've already been cut.
He's already been injured.
You got very cut, but it's not enough to cause bleeding. Like a small amount of blood came out. It clotted up fast enough.
Cut himself so that he could take his ability.
I've already
we
taken
didn't-
responsibility. I don't
but
need
you
to.
still
I didn't cut myself.
No, I don't need to cut
He
you.
just touched my arm and then just gained my
I just
power.
need permission from
Someone cut Callum.
I've got a better plan.
So, guys, there is a vine ball that Gemma is
You
currently
need to
trying
stop
to
his
form.
breath.
All right.
His breath
Is-
is
isn't
stopping
it
the vine ball.
my
from
turn
closing.
now.
Or we
the
need to
turn.
distract his,
What?
like, to make him move his head.
Yeah.
If I swoop down in the opposite direction of how, like, really fast again, the opposite direction of how he's
Breathing.
breathing,
Do you want to
it
change
should
the direction
cancel
of
it
the?
out.
Yeah,
Do you think? Keep in mind
this
how
guy
strong he
is-
His breath is
Yeah,
so
but I'm the
strong, it's
faster.
stopping these vines from closing.
Yeah, I
He
think
might
he's-
end up blowing
Georgie,
straight.
My-
I think
my
I think
idea-
he's considerably stronger than
Is
you.
I
No,
have-
I am the fastest, but what, I did make
Yeah,
You
but
could
I
try
think he's stronger
flying
than
in
that.
front of the wind, and if he knocks you back, then it will just knock the vines.
See,
back.
my idea is I've got a detachable staff which I will break into two parts, because that's part of its thing it can do. I then have the ability Rebound, which allows me to throw it and it will hit something and then come back to me. The idea is I'm going to do is do that on both of them. One of them I will throw towards him, hopefully it will go around the back, he will stop, well, he'll be knocked. The second one I will then throw towards the sky.
Is that not 2 attacks though?
It's part of
The whole point with rebound is he has, because his staff comes in two parts.
Yeah.
He gets to throw both halves.
Sweet.
So I'll throw the second one towards the sky based on your attack earlier, noting that you hit the wall. He then said that it's an expensive piece of equipment. I then thought about that, so I'm going to throw my staff at it. Hopefully it might break it. If not, we'll find out. If it does, maybe it could cause a light out. And then with the darkness from that, and also he's also been slightly knocked off breath because he's been hit by my other part of the staff, would give you guys, specifically you Marcus, because you've got my dexterity, a chance to come and swipe it out because the breath has stopped.
I don't think. Yeah. Well. Yeah.
I might as well
Alan, just roll the attack.
What do I need to roll for it?
It says
10
rebound. It says 2 times, and then I believe it says a numerical skill.
2 times 65%, 1d8.
So you've
Okay,
just got to
you
roll.
don't need to roll the
Yeah.
damage.
68.
So
It's 1d8.
Oh,
So I need that one.
No,
that's the damage.
That's your damage.
Oh, okay, that's my
That's
damage. I need to roll that
Yeah,
first.
exceeding.
roll it once and tell me who the first target is.
Okay.
No, tell me the first target now.
I need to. The first target is going to be the sky.
Okay, so you're aiming for the invisible
And you get
space.
below 65.
Yep,
74.
74. You throw it, and it kind of just doesn't reach. It's actually a lot higher than you thought it was.
Okay, that makes sense.
It kind of just goes and just falls.
Cricket.
Bang almost finally. No, Bang sort of just laughs. Like, he's still breathing perfectly, but you almost audibly hear him laugh.
I gotta do my second one now, don't I?
Yes,
Yeah.
do the second one.
The second one,
We'll take like 3 more actions.
triple naught.
000.
That's a fumble. You go.
What's a what?
It's a fumble.
It's a critical fail.
Is that a critical fail?
You go to like flick the staff at Bang, so it kind of spins through the air.
Okay.
But rather than flicking at him, you accidentally grip onto it, and it comes back down, and it kind of just hits you in the hip.
Does it make me bleed?
No.
Damn it!
It's a blunt
I don't
item.
even help that why.
It's a blunt item. It hits you in the hip incredibly hard. You're going to take 3 damage, and you are winded. Go ahead, Gemma.
That
You're
was
still creating the
pointless.
Bible. Do you want to concentrate on that, or do you want to do something alternative?
I want to carry on doing this vine ball because if someone can just stop his breath, it will work.
I could have.
Wonderful. I'm going to... 1 second, so Marcus should have gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marcus.
I would like to. I'm going to take a punt here and try and sneak up behind him and cut him.
Okay.
Oh,
Do you
I
want-
dropped my knife. I'd
do you
like to
wanna-
pick up the knife first.
Okay. Do you want to sneak, or do you want to just try and straight up run in there?
What would I have to roll to run in there?
You don't have to
be
roll.
dex?
If you don't have to roll anything to run in there, but he'll might try and defend himself. Is the
Yeah,
option.
okay.
Or you can roll your sneak value. What is your sneak value?
45.
45.
It's
So
not a
up,
terrible chance.
up it to 65
Up it
because
to
of your
65
talent
because
ability.
callous,
So if you
yeah.
want to do stealth, you can try and sneak up to him and cut him in the same action.
I'm going to do that.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm going to try and sneak and cut in the same action. And obviously jam my hand on it to get some of his blood.
Yeah.
We spent an hour now, guys, trying to get a ball.
Yep, correct. That is correct. We are terrible.
We are awful at this.
Oh, I don't know what those do, actually.
There are some seemingly.
I've succeeded. 52.
Okay, cool. You
Someone succeeded in a roll.
Due to everything that's been going on around him, Bang fails to notice your presence right behind him. You have a weapon skill.
Yes, it is 70%.
Go for it.
Come on, man, come on.
It is a success.
He's done it.
No, that's 90.
Oh, come on.
Balls, I fail.
Because he is a sitting target, you were never going to fail that anyway.
Oh, okay, good.
He's a sitting target. He actually doesn't defend himself against your attack. You get the feeling he let it go through. But what he does is, depending on where you were trying to stab him, you notice that he shifts slightly, so it's a non-lethal stab.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you manage to cause bleeding inside of him,
Okay.
and you get your
Blood.
You've taken his blood.
Sweet.
Karen,
Now,
let's do this.
if you want to just go ahead and you can basically finish this in a single go. What you've noticed is you have everything suddenly seems slower around you. You suddenly have this amazing peace of mind, almost like there's a waterfall rushing through your ears at all times. Like
So
this.
perfect zen.
Like you've become ultimately zen, but something else you notice as well is your heart is throbbing incredibly fast. And one thing you notice is as you've got your hand on him, just to take the blood, you suddenly notice and feel like you could pick him up like a ping pong ball and just throw him.
Do it.
Should I do it? Anyone object to me doing
No.
it?
Well, if you
I
fail,
think
you've already made him bleed, so
Yeah,
the
I think
big
for
guy
the
can do
roleplay-
some stuff.
I think for the roleplay, for the purpose of the roleplay, purely, I'd be compelled to do that.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
no.
I am gonna do it.
I wanna
As
get out this
as
room, come on,
incredible
guys.
Strength surges through your hand. You suddenly feel like nothing could ever challenge you in life again. Doing so, you pretty much just pick up Bang by the shoulder, to which he just sort of lets it happen. Like he just sort of slumps. You just pick him up by the shoulder, and it's up to you if you want to throw him incredibly far or if you just want to turn 180 and let him just drop him.
I would probably, going by my character, I'd probably get a little bit caught up in the moment and just chuck him.
Okay. You chuck him. It feels like you chucked him incredibly far. And as you try and sort of follow your own movement, you move a lot faster than you're actually just so surprised by it. You go to fling him, and then the next thing you know, he's standing behind you with his arms crossed. Well done. This test was essentially...
Yes!
This test was designed to test your capabilities at teamwork, which I'm sorry to say, I think you could all do with a little bit of improvement on. You had some nice ideas here and there, but I don't think you really came into your zone. I was curious about you, though. I was surprised to see that you managed to handle my strength with so little effort. It's rare that I've seen a mimic be able to do that, and that's why I let it happen. Plus, your use of using the vines underground was good. I could feel the vibrations, and I knew it was happening, which is why I only made a small attempt to stop the ball from exiting my view. Girl, you can transform into a snake and constrict people, squeezing off airways, pulling out muscle, and causing them to bleed endlessly. I told you not to go easy on me, yet you chose to take a more passive route of flying by. I might just say, if I were a monster, I wouldn't find you so threatening. Well, I'm not surprised you came trying to hurdle into me. Good attempt.
Ball. Where's the ball?
Robot, you made a good use of your support skills and healing your allies, despite knowing that this was a non-fatal condition. I'm proud of that, and I believe that you'll be a good asset to the team.
Good one, dude.
And young one, a little bit too flashy at times. I think you need to calm down a little. You showed some promise with the your ranged technique, but it didn't really serve you very well. Perhaps try working better with the team.
Thank you.
Otherwise, I have all for you your first mission.
Ah, yes.
Music, there is more to come.
Mm-hmm. We defeated the ball. Well, sort of.
Yes, so you all passed the team. You all passed the test, as it were, as a team.
Awesome. Oh. I think we've locked Georgie out of the room.
Wonderful start.
Teamwork, guys. Teamwork.
Yep.
That's how good we are at teamwork. We lock our own members out of the room so they can't fight. Okay.
So,
Should we crack on?
So again, one thing that you may not have noticed during a fight, which is what your initial perception test would have shown you, is that the stairs in the building that you came out of had actually disappeared and suddenly just seemed to be part of the field again. Like you could just see trees where the stairs were.
right.
Bang stands up and faces you all. He does now have some blood coming out on his white shirt just behind him.
Ooh.
But it doesn't seem to be stopping him whatsoever. He barely seems to be affected by it. He looks at you all. Snack is now walking down the stairs. The building has re-emerged now, and walking down the stairs towards you. He's clapping his hands slowly and going,
Sarcasm.
individually, I wouldn't make you for squat. But you seem to all have some good things in your hand. I think you could do some good. Except you, running around after a little ball, like a dog. Woof woof. Loser.
I like this guy.
I don't do.
Where is the ball? Do we get to keep it?
Bang, and now has it in his hand.
I don't have a good enough persuasive skill to get it.
You could try making a persuade roll on your persuade skill of 5, isn't it?
Yeah.
Go ahead and make the roll if you'd like.
Yeah. I want the ball. 90.
Do you want me to try? I've got 60.
You ask Bang for the ball. He says, no, I'm going to use this for future classes as well.
Fair enough.
Believe it or not, we are on a budget.
Kieran asked Bang
Snack.
for the ball.
Snack and Bang lead you back into the hall in which you all were introduced yourselves and were introduced, and there is now sort of a PowerPoint whiteboard that slides down. If you'd like to go through the slideshow of villains.
Let's have a look. Oh.
As some of you are aware, we are constantly under attack from different monsters, from different locations and different forces. Here are just a few to give you an idea of what some of the most extreme cases you could be up against are. These monsters have been fearless, they have been dangerous, they have taken down some of our most powerful operatives. But it is our job to keep them at bay and stop them from harming the general public. I have a mission for you all now, where I'll have you go after a monster of your own. We are not quite sure from where it originates. We do not know what it looks like. We do not know what its intentions are. But we have reports on the outskirts of G City that something has been making civilians disappear without notice. We haven't sent any of our operatives down there yet because we believe that we would like to test you in your investigative skills. And then when you do find the threat, would like you to ascertain whether or not it is of danger and it needs to be eliminated. We do not want you to confront the monster yourselves, as we are unsure of its strength. After further evaluation, we'll then report back to you, either giving you the go-ahead to take the monster yourself, or whether or not we'll be sending you back up. Snack here will oversee the mission. He won't be alongside you, but he'll be in the area with you. You'll be able to communicate him with your communicators at any point. All of you notice now that like a sort of a blip has just appeared on your communicator. If you choose to look at it, you notice you've got a new contact, A-Class Snack. And It's got a really like over the top sort of him doing a kung fu stance like profile picture.
Oh my god, I've got Sneck's number.
Calm down, man. Calm down.
That was me, not Osmosis. Osmosis wasn't like that.
Okay.
Me.
I'm more worried about you now.
When you arrive in the city, you will have accommodations paid for. Again, this is unusual. We usually rely on most heroes to sort themselves out. But as a team, we figure it's going to be difficult for all 5 of you, 6 of you, especially trying to house a home for a monster. So we've given you a safe house. You'll be given more information on that when you arrive. We wish you the best of luck. Remember that teamwork is the key in surpassing any of your difficulties. You are the first team in the Heroes Association. You should make the most of it. Good luck.
Thank you.
The same door as before opens, except now there is a vehicle waiting outside, and you notice that you're back in the city in which you originally were, the central of Zed City. The cheapest and slummest city of them all. You've all come from the outskirts. None of you have that much money, which is mainly why you've joined the Heroes Association. It's a bit run down, but you're in the city centre, so it looks a little bit like... I don't even know what a good description is. None of you have been to Slough, so...
I have.
Oh well, there you go. Apologies if you're from Slough and you're watching this. A very neat and presentable sort of taxi driver lets you all in. Looks like a valet, average-looking guy. Nothing particularly special about him. He doesn't introduce himself. He simply opens the door, in which you notice it is a 6-seater vehicle.
I get a window seat.
That's fine.
I'm going to sit in the middle.
All of you get in. There's 6 seats in the back. There's 2 seats in the front. Essentially, Sneck gets in the passenger seat with the driver, and you're all driven off to G City.
Let's go.
At this point, it's actually a fairly long drive. Most of you fall asleep for a little bit of the journey. There are a few quick stops to get some food and drink. You, Big Bad, are strictly told to stay within the vehicle because of public panic that you could cause.
Need to pee. Mark the car.
Sneck escorts you to behind a bush.
Mark the car.
If you mark the car, well, as you go to mark the car, Sneck grabs you by the neck. Sneck grabs you by the neck, it rhymes. And you notice he's got an incredible grip to him that makes you gasp for air. Try and piss on my car and I'll piss on your face.
Big Bad's into autoerotic asphyxiation.
Wonderful. Regardless, you do not piss on the car for your own safety.
Okay.
As you all arrive in G City, you drive through the city. This is quite nice, quite built up. Nothing particularly posh or outlandish, not skyscrapery. It's sort of just a middle of nowhere town, a bit of a commuter's town, if you will. You go past shopping centres, you go past districts. You notice that everywhere you go there are billboards for different heroes as well. You see images of licenseless rider, number 2 and 3. You see images for licenseless rider. He's the top of the C-rank heroes and is an average human being in strength and rides around everywhere in a bike called Justice. Licenseless rider enters the scene is his catchphrase.
Does he have a friend who can summon angels?
No, he does not. They are not that team that you are thinking of. And I know who you're thinking of.
I wish he was. That would be the best.
As you go past, you see different billboards and posters for all these different heroes that you may or may not have heard of, regardless. And eventually you start noticing that you're going to the outskirts of the city until you drive up to a little farm. It's got like a mile of its own private road, as it were. So the point is it's private land for a good mile all around. And you enter sort of a small-looking cottage. The cottage is much larger on the inside than it looks like it's from the front. It actually extends quite far back. It does have 6 particular bedrooms. Each of them have your hero names on them. And as you enter all of your rooms, you have a little welcome note, essentially. The welcome note just simply says, welcome to your first mission, Team Blank. You don't have a team name yet, is what you notice at this point. So it just says Team Blank. You will be given further instructions from Sneck, and this will be your sort of headquarters, if you will. As you all get settled in, is there anything you'd like to do while you're in this building? You could take a look around, check out the kitchen, things like that.
I'll take a look around. What can I roll to see if I can spot anything cool?
Well, roll spot.
Shall I roll spot?
Just roll
Yeah,
spot.
roll spot.
Go under 50.
I did not get under 50. I didn't find anything cool.
No, you find some bottles of water laid about. There's some sort of ready meals in the fridge, some microwave stuff.
Is there is there a mac and cheese there?
Sure, there's a mac and cheese.
Can I make the mac and cheese and eat it?
Kitty, it is actually blank, as in like an underscore that hasn't been filled in.
I quite like the team name, Team Blank.
No.
It's kind of cool.
That's what I was thinking.
It's the only way you can beat us is from point blank range, which kind of sucks as we're mostly melee fighters.
Team underscore. Anyway, you look around the flat. After about 2 or 3 hours of lulling about, some of you get comfortable, some of you just lie in bed for a bit.
I eat a mac and cheese.
You eat a mac and cheese.
I don't like this place. There seems to be clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right, and I am in the middle.
I like to roll to... Oh, I can't even think of things. I would like, and I have a genuine reason for this, I would like to mark my territory around the house so as to scare off any lesser monsters.
It's a good idea.
Okay. As you start unfilling your bladder on the side of the house where no one can see you.
Like around the house, not actually on the house, because it's a nice house.
Okay, well, as you start peeing around the house and on the grounds, your bladder makes it out for about sort of 45 seconds, and you don't even make a quarter of the way. Like you pee.
I don't know.
You pee in a line.
I wasn't allowed to pee, and it was a really long drive.
You were allowed to pee. I took you to the bush.
I don't want to go in the bush.
Keep going.
You pee somewhere near the house.
My fragrance is out there for all the monsters to smell. That's all I'm saying.
It is there.
I'm trying to keep my team safe.
the
I'm
middle
being a
of
team
the program.
player.
All of you with a keen sense of smell now notice something sort of bit funky going around.
What did you do?
I peed downwind.
We have heightened sense of smell.
I'm trying to keep you guys safe.
Can I now produce some nice smelling flowers
Please
to
do.
take away the smell?
Yeah, like inside the house.
Yeah, of course.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to keep us safe.
For 2 or 3 hours, you have Green Empress produce some beautiful arrangement of flowers and bouquets and things like that, which you dig into a flower bed. They all grow quite healthily and quite very quickly, as it were, until they're fully blossomed. The area is now a weird mixture of a sort of botanical garden and wolf piss.
Sweet.
During all of
Question.
Yep.
Are our stats all back to normal from our encounter with Bang?
You definitely don't have Callum stats anymore. That's
Yeah.
all,
Yeah, but I mean, like, the
all
health-
like
all
health
bangs.
and stamina.
health and the
stuff.
stamina.
Yeah, you've all had enough rest for your health and stamina to be restored to normal, as is your power.
Can I have a spot check for around the house?
Yeah.
During all of this, I'm just going to stare at my pocket watch.
Right, I got 2.
Okay, so that's a critical pass. What exactly were you looking for?
Just
Potential threats.
well, I wasn't thinking potential threats. I was thinking more of potential ambush spots.
Okay, so
Potential threats.
what I just simply want you to imagine is a long road that you can barely see the end of from the front door.
Right.
A big gravel parking space, just like out the front that we have here.
Right.
And then around you is just an array of grass and fences for a good mile until it starts hitting treetops. Facing back into the city, there's no treetops whatsoever. It just
Right.
seems to be open land and a highway that seems to be barely used.
Okay.
Again, you can just about see a billboard
Right.
with a hero on it, that sort of thing. That's the big thing around here, by the way. The Heroes Association are the celebrities of this world. Forget music stars, forget rock stars. They tend to be one and the same these days.
Okay.
One thing you do notice, though, is out in the distance, you actually see little glistens of light. It occurs to you that those are cameras.
Right.
Under your intelligence, they belong to the Heroes Association. This place is well guarded. It is a Heroes Association HQ, essentially. It has been almost specially designed and made for your mission.
Did we get a butler?
You don't have a butler. You have the valet driver who stays in a little outhouse
Can I talk to
quite
him?
far away from the house. He visits every day.
What's his name?
And he's the one who brings
Can I
food
have a
and drink.
conversation with him?
He never tells you his name.
Can I call him Jarvis?
Yes, you can call him Jarvis. He says to you that's not my name, but if that's what you wish to call me, sir, then that will do.
Cool.
So, aptly named Jarvis, generally potters around the house. He sometimes cleans something. You notice he's bringing in bags of food occasionally. And every now and then he enters the outhouse, which is about a mile away. Your bedroom, Harry, actually has an array of sort of electrical maintenance devices. Some wires, some pliers, things like that, clippers, screwdrivers. You notice there's several more electrical outlets that are highly powered just for you in the event that you need to recharge anything of sorts or create anything from an electrical outsource. You also don't have a conventional bed. You sort of have this like well-structured folding fold-out chair. That's sort of, you can feel it. It's got like a magnetic, almost wireless charging kit. Like, you know when you've got a wireless phone charger for your phone.
Right, yeah.
It's got that sense to it. It doesn't actually do anything for your health, but it makes you feel better.
Yeah.
It's like a massage.
It's like that bit in Star Wars when C-3PO has the oil bath.
I guess
This
so.
oil bath will feel so good.
Kieran, you notice that your bedroom is less of a bedroom and more of just a big room with very, very metal walls, essentially, very reinforced. The door's normal wood. You could break through the door really easily, but the walls are made of solid steel.
Okay.
Your window, still having a bright open view, does have iron bars going down it.
Right.
And essentially...
Keep me safe because you guys care about me that much.
And essentially, rather than
course.
having a conventional bed, you seem to just have like loads of bean bags.
Yeah.
Sneck,
I'm not allowed on the furniture anyway.
Sneck says to you, one, the association had no idea what sort of bed to buy you, because they don't know how animals sleep. Two, the walls are so that if you go on some murderous rampage, you'll do as little damage to the building as possible from within your room.
They really don't trust me, do they?
He does quite honestly tell you that there is a camera watching you at all times. You
Okay.
can't seem to work out where the camera is, though. It's very well
Roll
lit.
to put on a show for him.
Do you remember that?
You don't need to roll for that. If you want to put on a show for the camera, you act stupid for 2.5 hours. At the end,
During the night, I'm going to actually practice my spinny stills with my staff.
doesn't reach nighttime. You arrive in the morning and you spend quite a few hours pottering about.
In that time, I'll spend just like practicing my skills with my,
Cool. As you are standing outside training, Sneck actually informs you that the part of the field can actually fold out into a multi-purpose gym sort of training
Oh,
kit.
I'm gonna be there then.
A little training dummy comes out, and you get to whack on that for a while.
I'm going to be practicing on all these different dummies my dual blade skill from after the failure I had during the previous battle. I'm literally just detaching my staff and attempting to keep doing my rebound move on these dummies to see if it would work. At one point, I blindfold myself and throw it. Hits the dummy, catch it back, put it back on my staff. Just keep doing that for a bit. Just keep training.
Okay. As you hit the dummies, every now and then, when you score a good hit, a little like friendly robotic voice comes out and goes, "Nice job! Good hit, man. You should do that again. You're gonna beat up the bad guys." I live in your heart. It keeps pushing out like a flurry of these really, really sort of motivational phrases. Whether or not they bother you is up to you.
I ignore every single outside sound and concentrate fully on my combat skills.
I would like to sneak up on Callum while he's blindfolded and ignoring outside sounds.
At lunchtime.
Lunchtime, yes.
No. That's at two different times. So I have the blindfold and then just use my senses to thing, and then take off the blindfold and then just use only my sight.
I find myself really annoyed at myself for not thinking to save some of Bang's blood in one of my little bottles when I to cut him.
It occurs to you that he would not have allowed you to do that in the first place.
Yeah, probably. He would have seen through it.
Yeah, like it just wouldn't have happened.
And it would have broken the game quite a lot.
A little bit, but there could have been some repercussions to using that blood repetitively at your strength.
Yeah.
As the day goes on, it hits lunchtime. It gets to about 12:30, and all of your communicators start making a low-level bleeping sound. As you look at them, you notice like a little sort of video game mini-map has appeared. It tells you your location, the location of your team, and you seem to have an objective point. And what it is it's directing you about, I'd say, a good kilometre away from the house, just behind the house, still in the fields.
Right.
Do all of you choose to follow the minimap?
I do.
Of course, yeah. I guess we gotta
I
link
think
up
we
with
need
the
to-
others first.
I would like to use my perception skill to ensure that there aren't any dangers awaiting us there.
You sense nothing.
Good.
I'm gonna head straight
I'm
there.
off.
Let's go. Other
I
team.
think we need to meet up as a team first and go together.
If that's what you want to do, you can start walking to one of your teammates. Whether or not they do the same is
Can I,
up to
can
them.
I check my thing and see who's closest?
Yeah, who's in relative perspective to who?
You're just behind the house, so assuming that Harry's in the house, Harry's there.
Yep.
You finished your mac and cheese and you're chilling out. I don't know what you're doing, but you're
Probably
in the
in the
house
living room or
guessing.
whatever.
You're tending to the flower beds just outside the house. So again, all of these guys are in range of you.
So I'll probably walk past
Georgie,
you.
what have you been doing this whole time?
Hunting for food.
Hunting for
in
food.
For food.
Okay.
In the fridge.
You fly around quite freely in falcon form. No one seems to stop you or even cares that you've actually just gone way off limits. As you don't find many critters or things like that on the private property of the house. But as you start flying about over a mile out, Sneck actually contacts you on the communicator. Despite you being in falcon form, it's still like equipped to you in some weird way. He personally requests that you do not leave the grounds until further orders have been issued.
Naughty.
In answer to Kitty, who asked, was the mac and cheese good? It was subpar, but fine.
Snow mouth.
It wasn't.
I mean-
it wasn't Mama's recipe.
Like I say, it was a ready meal thing.
Right.
It filled the stomach.
How
but-
did you choose to heat it up, by any chance? There is a microwave, there's an oven, there's a grill, there's a frying pan.
I will have used the microwave.
Oh yeah, you use the microwave.
I'm a lazy one when I'm not fighting.
Use his flame hands.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Right.
Do you all
You'll
go,
survive.
do you all go to the objective point on your map?
You'll survive.
I want to.
Let's put it to a vote. Who wants to go?
I'll go.
Yes.
Wonderful. All of you make it to the objective grounds, regardless of whether you not you went there individually or as a team. And you have Sneck sitting on the ground on like a little sort of picnic basket.
Picnic basket.
He's enjoying some sort of foreign beer out in the sun. He's very cross-legged and he's a pretty laid-back guy, so he's just chilling out. You all approach him. He asks you all to take a seat.
I take a seat.
And then we ask him to give us some beer.
I sit in the middle.
I sit because I'm a good boy.
I sit in
shouldn't
the
have asked
middle
him. Now he's
because
not gonna give
it
you
makes
any.
me feel comfortable.
Nice. He
I
likes me.
stand.
Okay, you choose to stay standing. As you all settle down, you barely noticed it before, but Jarvis has been standing there the whole time, just with a little selection of just drinks and snacks and things like that. There are a few beers, there's a few soft drinks, there's biscuits, there's things like that. You help yourselves to whatever
Is
you
there
like.
any water?
There is water.
Is there meat?
I will only drink water.
Raw
Wonderful.
meat.
Raw meat.
Is there scotch?
I like it cooked. I'm
Could
a
you-
werewolf, not a Neanderthal.
Could you roll smell for me,
Yes.
Kieran? Sorry, you
I'm
guys
just
for
gonna
it.
drink more water, eat some snacks, get my stamina back up.
Critical 4.
Yay.
Kieran critically succeeds his smell roll. You know for a fact that Jarvis has essentially brought a bag of dog food, but he hasn't put it out for you. You can smell the fear in him.
Why hasn't he put it out?
Probably because he fears offending you. You can smell it. You can pinpoint exactly where it is if you want to just go for it, or you could ask politely.
Ask politely.
I'm just going to meditate during this.
Yeah, I'll ask politely, yet somewhat forcibly, so as to show my offence in him getting me dog food.
Cool. Do you want to put that into words for me?
Yeah.
Give me the dog food that you got for me, please.
How did you know?
Because I've got a big nose.
Right, of course, sir. Very silly of me. Very silly of me, of course. Shouldn't have questioned that. Of course, it's right over here, just behind his leg, sort of out of your corner of the view. He just pulls out the dog food and just puts it on the ground and sort of stammers back and goes back into his sort of upright servant pose. But you can still tell that he's almost pissing himself with fear.
Knife and fork, please.
In the picnic basket, sir.
In the picnic basket.
I attempt to eat the dog biscuits with a knife and fork.
You do so successfully. As you're all comfortable, Snack puts down his beer. Right, guys, as you all know, you're gathered here to do a mission. I don't know if you'd call it that. I think of this as babysitting. But alas, here we are. Now, as Bang said to you, your job here is to investigate some missing civilians around here, which we believe to be accredited to some monster appearances. We've got eyes and ears in the area, but we don't quite know what's going on. We can't see anything, and we don't know anything. We haven't sent anyone else out here because we believe that this could be a good training to test you on your teamwork and ability to work throughout the public. Now, just because you're members of the association, people don't know who you are yet, okay? Especially when you're walking around with two hands Harry McGrizzly here. People probably ain't going to be so keen to treat you nicely if you walk around with a dog on a leash, but that's going to be your job to try and work out how to get around with that.
Stop being mean to Wolfie.
Hey, my sister was killed by a monster. Don't you tell me how to act.
Snap.
Ooh.
You get that, Wolfie? You step out of line, I'll smack you down 2 seconds.
Sorry, what did you say?
You get out of line, I'll smack you down 2 seconds.
What line?
You get out of line, I'll smack you down 2 seconds. I can't get goodbye, but got back to Kevin.
He has become Stallone.
Oh dear.
Snack, I'd like to point out that my sister was killed by a man. It's not what you are that defines you.
Was he a hero?
No.
Exactly.
Snacker.
Was he like later turned into a werewolf? Because I do remember in my human days killing someone who looked very similar to
You're
you.
not helping me here,
Okay,
shut up.
Snacker, I have to
We're
agree with
trying to
you.
stick up for you here,
Both
Wolfie.
of my parents were killed.
What you want, Mimic?
I think we can all agree that Snack is a little bit of a douchebag. So
Yes.
could we
Can we
just
not
hear the
antagonize
mission,
the guy
please?
who's giving us missions?
That's what I was getting to.
Snacker,
saying, could we hear the
Well,
mission,
don't call him a
please?
douche to his face. He's right here.
I didn't. I said to all of you guys that Snack is a douchebag. I didn't
He's
say it to
right
his
there,
face.
and you didn't even whisper.
I don't care if you know.
Anyway, Snacker, I agree with you. Both of my parents were killed by a monster.
Look, this isn't a time for sob tales, okay?
Then why did
I'm
you
just
start
saying.
it?
You
Let's not
did.
antagonize Snack. Snack is a lovely person who
Give us the mission!
who is slightly racist.
I grew up in the Wilderness. I don't get on with people very much, and I don't like him.
Can we just do
Can we say this stuff when he's
Let's
not
do
here?
the mission!
I'm just saying. I'm the one.
I've got no people skills. It's not my
No,
fault.
Georgie.
what you guys don't understand is however bad you guys look, I always look worse.
Let's do this.
As you're squabbling amongst yourselves in and out of character, Snack hears everything you're saying. He kind of despite that he looks like the kind of guy who might lash out at a single insult, he just kind of stands there and just waits for you all to shut goddamn up.
I'll go back to meditating.
Right, now that you're all done, we'll get this on the way. We don't have many leads regarding the investigation. As I say, you're the first team that's going to be going on this. You're essentially the front lines in this little investigation. What I want you to do is I want you to head downtown to G Square. G Square is the central area of the city, by the way, okay? It's the town center. It's where you'll find the most people. You're going to ask questions. You're going to follow leads. You're going to try and find out exactly what this monster's doing, where it is, and why it's doing it. If you can identify the monster, great. Use your communicators, get in contact with me, and give me everything you know. Otherwise, come back here at the end of the day before sundown. We'll continue tomorrow. You got it?
Peace out.
Cool. The valet driver, as you all go back to the house, the valet driver is waiting in the car again. Back doors are open for you all. He informs you that he'll be taking you straight into the city centre, to G Square. G Square, from what little you know, is essentially a large open courtyard. Often markets are held there. Think a little bit Gloucester Greenish. But it's surrounded by massive shopping districts, plazas and malls and restaurants and things like that. You want to go there and you want to find out as much information you can for the rest of the day.
Right.
Cool.
Fast forward to G-Town.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. You arrive in G Square. You all get out of the car. Instantly, civilians are screaming. Everyone is looking.
It's my fans.
At the 8-foot. Everyone is looking at the 8-foot wolf.
Smile and wave, people.
Mothers
Smile
and children and everyone is looking at this thing, screaming, "Oh my God! A monster! A monster in G City! Where's the Heroes Association? Why will no one save us?" All screaming and running around in different directions. You have caused a mass panic. Do you want to try and do anything about it?
I think I'm going to try and do something about it since I've got the most charisma.
Me too.
So I'll.
You notice that in the square there is like a sort of a monument that you could get on top of and
do
sort
that.
of make an announcement from there.
Yeah, I'll hop up on there and make an
I'll give it a
announcement.
boost.
Do I need to make a charisma check?
Or
should I just say some words?
Tell me what you would like to say.
Essentially, don't worry, people. We're the Heroes Association. Don't worry about the big guy. He's cute and cuddly, really. You can come up and stroke him on the face.
All right, go ahead and try and roll under your charisma on a d20.
On a d20.
Yeah, you use the 20.
Christ, I wish this fails.
I really hope it doesn't fail because I'm going to look like an idiot. It did not fail. No, it did not fail.
He's fine.
What did you
He's
roll?
fine.
14.
Okay. Everyone suddenly sort of stops running around in a panic, and they're all looking at you with bizarre, "Who the hell is this guy?" questions. You hear lots of murmurs. Still, everyone is looking waringly at the Wolfman.
I'm going to attempt.
One individual at the front of the crowd, sort of middle-aged man, just goes, "You're all part of the Heroes Association?"
That's right, sir, we are.
"That's weird. I ain't never seen any of you before. You seen this guy?" "No, I ain't seen this guy before." There are lots of murmurs.
We're the first official Heroes Association team. You won't have heard of us yet.
Should we say on
No, you won't have heard of us yet. Emphasis on the yet. Big emphasis on the yet.
Okay. Multiple murmurs throughout the crowd as well. They now, you notice there, like, all 5 of you are now being looked at just as much as the Wolfman.
I think we need to show off our abilities
Doubts
to make them
and frowns
impress.
and things
Not
like
you,
that.
the rest of us.
I think the girls should show everyone their breasts to distract attention away from them.
No, I believe we just show off our actual, just like superpower abilities. So you turn into a falcon, show off some of your cool Earth stuff.
Could I just point out that Callum was against the boob idea? Alright?
The what?
The boobs idea. I just want that to be on the record.
Yes. I'm gonna do some spinny stuff with my double-ended, my dispatchable staff, and you can do something with your fist, just to make them feel like we are actual superheroes, and we can.
I
Yeah,
think we would
let's
actually
show
have
them
to-
how powerful and violent we can be.
Maybe
think
we
we
should
have
just
to
show them our
introduce
hero ID.
ourselves.
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
yeah.
Mr. Charisma. I ate mine.
Each of you pull out your hero identification cards, which even from a distance, they are so unique that they are instantly
Do
recognized.
they do
as
that
authentic.
that thing that they do in anime where like you hold it up and it's in the foreground and then like lines come off it to the side? Like that?
Like
yeah,
that.
like that.
Yeah, like it,
Dramatic music starts playing in the
it zooms in
background.
and then suddenly, like it goes like
Swing.
like by bars and panels. It shows all 5 or 6 of your IDs being
Yeah.
held out, with Wolfman just sort of being like, eh.
It's like a Power Rangers morphing scene.
Mine's actually printed on a piece of A3. Still just holding it like that.
We just yell out our names in like a Power Ranger morph style just to make them know who we are.
So again, the same man approaches you. I can't be asked to keep doing a voice for him. I don't understand. If you're some sort of hero team, then why is that monster with you?
He's not a monster.
Everyone starts again getting a bit rowdy, like, yeah, why is there a monster with you? Yeah, we
He's
hate
not a
monsters."
Handle this, Pico.
That monster, while he may look frightening and fierce, is as much of a hero as any of us. As much of a hero as any hero of the Heroes Association.
Again,
He's here to do good. He's here to help.
He's our friend.
Again, everyone remains almost entirely unconvinced by what you've just said.
Damn.
Until you notice someone pushing through the crowd. Make a perception roll, everyone, for me, or a spot roll.
So, you go first, Mark.
Which one is it again?
Spot. The two.
Oh.
Okay, it's your highest skill. You keep failing.
No, yeah, you go first.
I fail.
So did he. So did I.
Someone's got to get it.
Have we all failed?
We all failed.
Oh, come on.
Did you all fail?
Yep,
Can we try again?
No, that's fine.
Really low.
No, that's not how it works.
Someone's pushing through the crowd, and as this person pushes through the crowd, you suddenly notice that everyone in the audience is now looking at this sort of this movement in the crowd. You can't quite make out.
Can I like clench my staff when I see the movement, like the scuffling?
You may clench your
Just like
staff.
clench like
I
that.
don't think it'll do anything.
Yeah.
I know, but it gets me prepared. It makes me like ready for a fight if I need to.
As you're
good to
all
be prepared
standing
when
there
you're
on
coaching
this
yourself.
monument, surrounded by potential allies and enemies, depending on how this crowd goes, at the very front stands in front of you. Dun-dun-dun-dun. This guy, licenseless rider. He announced, he doesn't need to announce himself, but he introduces himself to you all with his hero idea as well, out as well. It quite clearly says in it, rank C, rank 1, or class C, rank 1, licenseless rider.
So, wait, what are our ranks? We're class D?
Because you are a team, so rank C is the lowest, essentially. C rank is the lowest rank.
Yeah.
You are all the bottom of this, but because you're a team, you don't have individual numbers, you've noticed.
Right, okay.
So far it just says rank C and then team blank. You don't know anything more than that right now.
You never got a team.
Licenseless rider approaches you all and he goes, I can vouch for these men. I heard that you would be coming.
Men.
Excuse me.
There's 2 women here.
What?
Who are these men and there's 2 girls?
I can vouch for this team. I heard that they would be coming to G City. I actually just happened to be passing by. Seems like you could do with some help in this little crowd of yours. Don't you worry, licenseless rider vouches for these men and women.
Thank you, BMX Bandit.
As he gives his massive cheesy thumbs up to the crowd, they eat it up and go wild. They love licenseless rider. Everyone knows his face, especially how he put up a real big fight against King of the Ocean. In one of the previous battles, he almost died doing it. I've been out of action for a bit, as I suffered some real big injuries in my last fight. But now, me and my trusty bike, you suddenly notice he's pointing to a bike tied up by a lamppost.
I enjoy using...
It doesn't look any different from a normal bike.
It's a bike.
He points and goes, me and my trusty bike, Justice, were just riding through. We heard rumours of the missing civilians in the town and hope that we try and find the monsters responsible for this.
I like using a bicycle because it allows me to be in the middle of the path and the road.
Oh my god.
Says, I've only just got here.
I love how I'm regarded as the liability on this. And we've got Captain Pun here.
He introduces himself to you all, and
I've got the second highest in the team.
to skip going through the sort of role-playing the entire conversation, he tells you that he's just arrived yesterday himself, and he's already built up a big presence here because no one's seen him for about a month now, so the crowd are eating him up. He heard about your the first team division to be given any access because everyone in rank C knows about new heroes in rank C. Only a few A's and B's know about you. Really only decision-making heads pay attention to that sort of stuff. But he was given awareness by Sneck as well. He wasn't fully aware that you would be here in town, but he had a feeling that you would be following up on the investigation as well, seeing as this is the sort of thing they tend to give to newbies. Licenseless Rider is doing this in his own time. He tells you that he doesn't really know anything yet. He tells you that most of the people who have gone missing have gone missing at night time, and it tends to be in the west area of G-City, which is known to have a large nightlife sort of scene to it. He said he hasn't had a chance to investigate further into it, but for the sake of your mission, it's best that he leaves you to do your investigation, and he'll do his own. He syncs up his name with your communicators, so now you've got a guy wearing a bicycle helmet on your communicators that you can contact at any time for further information. Licenseless Rider, Sneck, and now you have HQ. Those are the three you have. He leaves you to it, and you are now left standing in the middle of the city square. Civilians now just are acting like normal. Like, it's almost as if everyone heard the news.
So they literally trust everything that he said, even about
yeah, they suddenly just seem cool with it. The occasional child and like sort of young woman gets a little like you notice they veer away from you slightly as a team, but you suspect it's because of Big Bad Wolf. What you know now is that the disappearances have been happening around the west area of the city at night time, where there is a large nightlife sort of scene.
Okay.
What do you want to do with that information?
Is it worth splitting up? And some of us popping over to the west area to investigate, and some explore other parts of the city and interview people.
I think, yeah, you, me, those two, as they are the espers, and then you look after the wolf.
Roll smell for me.
I don't think the wolf should just be left with the side.
I'm rolling smell.
Okay.
22.
Maybe one of you guys can go with him.
You notice an unusual smell. Something you've never smelt before, ever, and you couldn't quite place what it is, but it smells living.
What is it?
What you notice is not so much the presence of the smell, but the fact that it is just left. Something has just disappeared that was originally always there.
Okay. I think that's worth investigating,
That
team.
certainly is.
Yeah, it's worth investigating. Let's go there. Do you know? Can you?
There's no location you can ascertain with the smell. All you know is that there's something specific.
Then let's split back up.
Is it lemon?
No, it's something you've never smelled before. But nothing.
But
Something
we
you've never
can't.
smelled before.
But from the smell, we can't figure out where it is.
No, it covered its smell
Saves time.
like so hastily that you noticed the smell disappear more than it was there.
Okay. Can I make a mental note of the smell for later?
Yes, you can.
Do we know about
You will
this?
now recognise the smell.
Right.
Do we know about this?
If Big Bad chooses to communicate it with you all,
I do. I smell something funny. I think we should head west tonight, where the
West?
experiences have been happening.
Huh?
And I think I'll smell that smell again. It's nothing I've smelled before, and I've been around for 742 years. I've smelled a lot.
So
I agree
possibly it would be best
Wolf Boy.
if people with the lowest charisma go and sneak round and look around.
I'm not great at sneaking.
Oh,
I have 65 sneaks,
Whereas
so
the
I should
people-
do that.
with the highest charisma should go and ask questions.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I have a
I
charisma
could-
too, so...
could
I have a
everyone-
charisma of 11.
Could everyone please roll listen
I've
for
got
me?
15.
Oh, okay, well,
Listen.
Just two.
Yeah, the normal.
Did
Succeed.
Succeeded.
Michael,
I've succeeded. 25.
What's
That's
this
a
for?
Harry.
Listen.
22.
What's that?
I failed.
I failed.
So succeed,
Right,
succeed.
I heard.
Okay, most of you heard it. So as you that heard it via your heads in the direction, the rest of you will just notice as well. You notice that there is a sort of a shop that's an electrical shop, a lot like Curry's or something similar like PC World. And it's got TVs in its windows. And you notice a pyramid of all of the TVs are all showing the same thing. And what you notice is that it's all of you standing on top of a monument in the city centre holding out your heroes
Nice
licenses.
exposure there.
There is a little article underneath saying Heroes Association now teams up with Monster ? Licenseless Rider's face is in the corner. It's talking about how he just vouched for you guys. More on this story as it develops, sort of thing. There don't seem to be any cameras around you, but it must have happened when the crowd were watching you.
Maybe that's the thing which disappeared.
No,
Maybe publicity is good publicity.
But what you can ascertain from this knowledge is now most people in G City are aware of your presence, which is why it would make sense that less people are becoming surprised, and so that there is a werewolf walking around and a cyborg in a team. Yes, so how would you like to proceed with your investigation? One thing you have to remember is Snek. Snek is available in the communicator, but he's expecting you to arrive back at HQ with your findings before sundown.
I was going to say that we should communicate to Snek that we've learnt that the monster does stuff at night, and the only way that we can get more information is to be there during the evening to watch and learn and see what he suggests.
Not a
At
bad,
least a couple of
not a
us.
bad idea.
I think just literally
Yeah,
one person
communicate
needs to do that. and
Not
then-
one.
You don't want one, you want at least 2 or 3
Well, just to
of us
communicate.
together. No, I mean...
No, I mean,
Yeah.
to actually communicate on the communicator, I need one person to
right.
speak, and then
Captain Charisma.
Yeah, I'll call him.
He'll like you.
Even though I called him a douche. Maybe
But you did it
I was being
charismatically.
flippant.
okay.
Yeah, I'll call him and tell him.
You relay to him all the information, and he says to you, you know what, I'm getting sick and tired of listening to the whole shebang. There's an easy way you can do this for me. Literally, just go on your communicator and just hit playback for like the last hour. It'll just send me everything that's been said in your vicinity for the last hour, and I'll just get all the information here.
Oh, cool.
Especially what a licenseless rider has heard. I'll get in contact with him and I'll find out some more. Regarding your little stakeout you want to plan, one thing I would say is if you come back to HQ now, we'll draw up some ideas, we'll take a better look at the area, and we'll take a look at the reports we've been given and see if any of the information correlates. If it's something strong enough to go on, I'll send you down there. Maybe all of you, maybe just a few of you, we're not quite sure yet. We'll make it up as we go along. The valet will be waiting for you just where he dropped you off. Good job, team.
I personally think that I might stay. Not to do anything sort of thing, but stay, using my sneak, stay in the shadows so that if anything does appear during the time period we're gone, I can communicate back to you guys about the possibility. Because my sneak is quite high, so I could...
Are you suggesting that you don't get in the valet? And
I
go
am
back to
suggesting
HQ?
I stay in G City where we just were.
You want to disobey orders.
I'm not disobeying orders.
You are.
I am sort of.
Kind of are.
But I'm saying that if something does happen when we're not there, I am then able to see it, and then
That's not working quite as a team.
Remember,
I would have,
the mission we were given was to go to the
Right.
city and find out information.
yeah, but that's like the biggest information. If
Yeah, but
actually,
as heroes, you know, when we know people are going missing, just finding the information isn't really enough.
Yeah, that's
if
my point.
If we were to go back, what I mean, how far away are we? Is there a possibility of us getting back to G Square tonight?
Yeah.
So we should all go back.
It's
Okay.
about
I thought the distance was further. I thought in the time period that if I stay.
no, it's about 20-minute drive.
Okay, that's fine then.
I mean, you drive out the city, you
Yeah.
drive to an outskirt, you drive into the.
I literally thought what could happen is that if one of us didn't
Yeah,
stay,
I
then
get it.
something could have happened, and I don't want that.
I think we should go back
Yeah.
and plead the case to let us return at night.
We need to do it as
It's
quickly as
actually
possible
happening.
because just in case something happens.
Yeah. All right. Let's all go back.
Just do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone agree?
Everyone happy with
Let's
that?
go back.
Cool.
Cool. Is this a good time to take a break?
Yep. We are going to take a little break. Come back after this song to find out what that weird smell was.
Yep.
So, where were we, Jonas?
So
Read the summary.
to push things along so you don't have loads of needless information. You guys arrive back at the farm. Snake sort of consolidates all the information, and he forms two teams out of you. Okay, one team is going to be in public, down on the ground, sort of assessing what they can about the situation. The other team will just simply be on backup. They will remain in the vehicle. Should there be a confrontation or a fight, that team will be called out.
I think I should be on the ground.
To do the fighting. Otherwise, you gather what information you can over the course of 3 hours, and if you don't turn up anything after 3 hours, you return back to base immediately.
Right. I think
Okay.
I should stay as backup because I'm going to stand out and my charisma's not very good.
That's fair. He's already chosen who's going to stay in the car anyway.
Okay.
Big Wolf,
Yeah.
Big Bad.
Yeah.
You are going to be, would you believe it, in the car.
I would like to use my communicator to call Peter. It's a hot day.
Harry, your character will remain in the car as well.
Right.
And he wants 3 and 3. You're all quite combat orientated. We'll have Green Emperor stay in the car as well,
I'll keep Wolfie company.
given that you're a support character. That leaves forgetting your character's names constantly, so I'm
The
just
middle.
referring mostly to you by name.
Osmosis.
The middle.
Osmosis, and Sweetness to go out on the ground. In any way you see fit, you are to essentially browse the west area, keeping an eye out for any civilians who might be a target of a kidnapping, any signs of monster or otherwise dangerous behaviour. If you deem that you can confront it on the spot, aka if it's not a monster threat, please initiate. If it is a monster threat, then do not initiate, call for backup. and
What if it's
communicate with Snake.
hostile to us, so it attacks us first?
Then defend yourselves.
Cool. I'm up for that.
Okay?
Sounds good.
So we're going to fast forward to about 10 p.m. At this particular point, it's going to... you three are the main active characters.
Mm-hmm.
You've been dropped off in this sort of unknown district. Lots of flashing lights everywhere. There's loads of fast food places. It's usually like the whole street seems to be made up of like nightclub, bar, fast food. Nightclub, bar, fast food. This place looks like it's exclusively busy only during the nighttime hours. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of civilians dotting between different places. Imagine yourself as a sort of more classy Cowley Road environment. What would you like to do?
Scout. I'm
I
going.
might
You go first.
see if I can catch someone as they're like just wandering. Someone who seems to not have much of a like purposeful destination, and see if I can ask them if they know anything about the disappearances via my charisma and
Follow
all
that,
that,
okay.
since I have a lot of it.
Okay. As you approach a guy on the street and asking some questions. Oh, hey man. Hey. Whoa. You're dressed kind of crazy, aren't you? Oh, you're a hero. You're a hero. I saw you on the news.
Okay, great.
Where's the dog? I want to pet the dog. He's friendly, right?
Yeah,
the
he's
news
totally
said he's
friendly.
friendly.
He's totally friendly.
I'm not sure, but I'm kind of not too bothered at the moment.
Yeah, I can tell.
Well, how can I help a hero?
I was just wondering if you've seen anything weird around here recently. And
I saw three heroes, and look, they're here.
I mean, before today.
Before today, weird. I saw a guy doing something very weird last night.
Please describe the
What
guy.
did you see?
For lack of a better term, I guess he was like defecating onto a car. I asked them about it, and they call it California sunroof. I really don't. I was quite amazed, actually. That was quite weird.
I get the feeling we're not going to get much from this
Should
guy.
we move on? Thank you, sir.
Unless, anyone you know gone missing?
I was with David.
Not tonight.
David. I think he's going to get some chips. Do you want some chips? I'd love to have some chips with a real life hero.
I think we should move on.
Maybe later, yeah?
Maybe later. Cool. You're a hero. You'll find me.
Couldn't bring chips back.
If I want you to find me, I'll just go in danger, won't I? Because you saved my life. Good night.
Good night.
And he stumbles off into the fast food joint.
Well, that was a
he
waste
thinks
of
that David
time.
has gone into.
I'm gonna head off a bit and scout around, see if we can identify anything, either a witness, some trouble, maybe in the back street, anything we could know. I'm literally thinking of jumping from roof to roof, seeing if I can find any sort of evidence.
One thing that it all occurs to you three is that whilst the street is littered with incredibly drunk people, there are people working who are sober. There are security guards in every bar. There are managers. There are people who are running the different businesses. There is a small police presence going up and down the street, but with in a world where the Heroes Association deals with major threats, minor crimes tend not to be a big issue. So the police are there really just to
I'm
stop.
going to go talk to an officer, see if they know anything about any disappearances or any sort of...
Well, you talk to an officer. I'm going to talk to a bouncer at a club.
Good idea,
Okay.
we'll do that.
Callum, I'll do your conversation first.
Sure.
What would you? Are you splitting up as well to talk to someone, or are you following
I
one?
was going to go with bouncer, but...
Well, in that case, you'll go with Kieran, and he'll talk to you. two.
Marcus.
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 It's Marcus.
Character name.
Osmosis.
Oh, I
Osmosis
can't
Jones.
I can't do this. So, Callum, you approach our officer who's just walking down the street. Just imagine he's wearing a high-vis green jacket. And
Even officer.
kid of everyone else. You're right there, lad. You're dressed a little bit peculiarly, off to a costume party, perhaps?
No, sir, I'm with the Hero Association.
Heroes Association. If you're going to make that sort of claim, I do need to see your ID before we can go any further in this
Pull it
conversation.
out of my pocket and then show it to you.
That's what he said.
Team _.
I'm currently part of the first team in the Hero Association, but however, I don't think we've made a name yet.
I see. Well, whatever you've got then.
X-Men assemble.
What brings you here?
We're currently looking for some information about some disappearances around here. Care to enlighten us?
Alright, well, I haven't got anything official on me, but off the top of my head, there have been some missing persons reports around here, filed. Don't particularly remember the names of the individuals, mind you, but they all were in this area, which is why I'm walking up and down the streets, you see. As much as we believe it's something to be left to the Heroes Association, the police do have a part to play. in
Any
stopping
minor
these
details you can
crimes.
give?
We don't know where they went missing, really. The problem is that everyone tends to get a bit caught up in the whole nightlife thing. All we know is that we had a group of about 20-year-olds around here, maybe 3 days ago, and apparently there were 4 of them, and when they all stopped to get some food, apparently there was 3 of them. Didn't know where the 4th one went. they figured he'd probably just gone to the fast food joint or gone to get more plastered or laid or something. Didn't turn up the next morning. They worried. They handed it over to us and we handed it over to you guys. So we've had a few more examples like that, but because there's no forensic evidence, we've not been able to find anything in the alleyways or in the clubs themselves. We've got nothing on the CCTV. We really just don't know what's going on. That's why it's a job for you guys, really.
Of course. Thank you.
Not a problem.
Good night.
You two approach the bouncer?
Yeah, we do that.
Okay.
Do you want to open or shall I? And I'll say, evening, good sir. How's your night treating you?
No entrance.
I'm not looking to come in.
I don't care. No entrance.
Can I roll to persuade?
Oh, you're right, love.
Well,
You don't even have to roll.
No.
Didn't know there was a costume party in here tonight, but I might make an exception for you, you know what I'm saying? Who's this, your boyfriend? He's
No.
in a costume.
No, we're heroes.
Heroes? What?
I'm gonna give him a cheesy grin and flash him my hero ID. A bit of, less of a cheesy grin and more of a patronising grin.
Sure, can we scrolling on the cheesy grin?
He looks at the hero ID and goes, oh, alright. It's not often we get you hero types around here looking for a drink or a night out.
We're not.
The rules are rules. You gotta pay.
We're not looking for a drink. We just want to talk.
Oh, you just want to talk, dear? Alright. I see where this is going. I reckon I could get my mate Harry to cover the shift. Take you guys out, know what I'm saying? I'm a little frisky, if you are.
We want information, sir.
Oh, information now. Right, sorry.
Well, I'm charmed by your offer.
Maybe another time.
Maybe another time.
Sorry, it's just last time a group of heroes came down here. Apparently they're all a bit frustrated. I helped them out. I know people. If you ever need someone, I know someone. What do you want to know?
I don't.
What do we need to know?
Anything you can tell us about the recent disappearances? Have you seen anything funny going on? Anything unusual? Any weird-looking people?
Well, every night there's weird-looking people in here. This is G-City and this is a nightclub.
Anyone weirder than usual?
Weirder than us.
No, not particularly. I tend to give a good look at everyone who comes in here. Try to remember the faces so I know who I'm punching later. No one out of the ordinary. I understand that a group of kids were around here a couple of nights ago, went missing. I don't really keep up with it myself. If it doesn't happen in here or out the front door, it's not my problem, really.
Did they come to this club?
Honestly, love, I've got no idea. I'm just the bouncer.
Is this one of the busiest clubs here?
They all are. There's almost too many clubs for people to occupy, you know.
There's got to be a most popular one there.
Not around here in G-City, love. Most people just skip from one club to the next. Some people have a cycle, some people stick at one. In the end, there's something for everyone around here. There's nothing more popular than another. What I will say to you is that if you wanted someone to go missing around here on my previous experiences, which I will not discuss, probably the best place to do it is not out on the open streets with all these people around here. You probably want to try some of the back alleys, maybe behind the back of the restaurant, something like that. Sort of alleyway that cuts from here over to the north quadrant. Some people take it on a night out. Most people just get a taxi. Don't know why you bother walking. If you do walk it, though, it's more or less safe. I've never seen or heard anyone going wrong there, but if I wanted to grab someone, that's where I'd do it.
Thanks.
Thank you.
It's very helpful.
Alright,
Have a nice
don't mention
night.
anything I just said to that police.
Do we confer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we should maybe go and ask someone at the food places
Mm-hmm.
I think
and then check behind them after we've spoken.
You can communicate with the team, yes.
Yeah, let's do that. So we get everyone involved.
Yeah.
I'm going to definitely go swooping through the black alleys.
I
reckon-
You should do that on their own.
I reckon it's worth, since you're good with the rooftops and all that kind of thing, having you up on a roof as a lookout, and someone
What were you
who
going to
looks.
What I was thinking was,
What I was thinking was, what could have happened was this guy went to the food joint and he went round the back to go have a smoke, and he got ambushed while he was there.
Alright, fair assumption.
Decent theory.
What I'm feeling might be a good idea is.
Can I call them after Marcus is done as well?
You're all on open communication.
Okay, open
if
queue,
you want, if
open
you
call.
choose to be.
Conference call.
Yeah, it's just all that information the bouncer just told you. I probably could have told you. I mean, I was a monster for like 600 years. You know, I used to like kidnap and kill people in alleyways and stuff.
Hence the reason
Yeah,
I want to
but-
get you skills.
Just saying.
Is it worth putting
Use my
someone
experience as a
someone
monster.
into the alleyway as
I'm
kind
not
of
entirely sure.
bait, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it has to be around the restaurant because they said
I
it's
say I should put on
when
my grandma costume and honey trap them.
One
It's
thing
when-
one thing you guys in the cars notice is Jarvis has recently just opened the window. It's getting a bit hot in there with all four of you.
Wolfie can smell. Oh, Wolfie, smell.
What were you going to say, Georgie?
yeah, thank you. Basically, oh no, I've completely forgotten it. Well, when we were speaking to the drunk one, he's missing his friend. He went to get food. The police officer said it was kids when they went to get food.
Hmm.
Let's definitely check some of the restaurants then.
Yeah, I think we
You
need to
can
talk to
smell
some restaurant people
unfamiliar
and
smell
then.
again.
Guys, I can smell the unfamiliar smell again.
What
Can
does
you
it smell
locate
like?
it?
Shawarma.
Really?
It smells like something you can't describe because you've never smelt it before.
I've never smelled shawarma.
It might be worth even
Checking the swarmer
getting-
joints.
It might be worth it to even be getting the decoy to have some food on them.
Good idea. Are we allowed to get people out of the car?
Pardon?
Out of the.
call back up any time.
Yeah, you can call them out the car.
I'm thinking we get the Empress and get her to have as a distraction with some food.
You in the car
I have a
suddenly
reason.
hear
I have a reason.
Shut up. You guys in the car suddenly hear a crunching metal sound from the back of the car, and the next thing you know, you notice everything out the window is moving in a way that you are being lifted up. Your car is being lifted out of the air.
Snack is going to be mad. I'm going to get the plane for this.
Jarvis starts panicking like hell. What do you three in the car do?
Jarvis, shut up.
I would like to grab Jarvis and jump out the car.
Okay, make a strength check for
Why
me.
grab
That's
only Jarvis?
Under
What are the
18 on
other
the
two?
d20.
Get him out of there.
Yeah, but only Jarvis. He has two arms.
You kick open
but the
your
other
side
two are
door
two
and
here.
you
Hold
get
on
Jarvis
Hold on a
out.
second, guys. Not while Jonas is going.
Yeah, when there's high action stuff going,
Sorry.
please avoid background chatter. You smash open the door to the car. You jump out with Jarvis. Harry, what are you doing?
Can I have a
To have a perception roll to see what's lifting us.
Yeah, go ahead and make the roll.
Okay. I failed. So in that,
You try and look behind the window. The window's cracked. You actually physically can't see through it. That's why.
right.
There you go. Gemma.
I'm thinking.
Grab hold of me, like jump on my back as I jump out.
We can't just leave him in the car
that's
by
fine.
himself.
Take a beating.
That's not fair.
Don't you have rocket feet?
Okay, so
Do that.
Yeah, I can take pretty much any physical damage.
still got my little green man, yeah?
Yes.
Yep.
Well, you need to summon him now if you want to. You haven't got him yet.
Okay, I'm gonna summon him. Gonna summon my little green man.
Okay, and so please deduct the power for that, please. Keep in mind, are you still in the car at this point?
Still in the car.
Okay.
Okay.
Harry's still in the car, but having failed his perception check. Gemma is still in the car, having summoned Greenie. At this point, the car gets slammed onto the ground with a shuddering thud. You could hear the tyres give way as the metal bonnet makes contact with the ground. All of you will take a little bit of impact damage here as the car is slammed into the floor.
What about...
Whoa.
Wolfie won't. Wolfie's not in there.
Yeah, no, not you. I know you're out. I'm referring...
Cool.
I'm referring to the two inside the car. You both take 3 damage. Because it's a bit of a shock, it's actually kind of gone through your system.
Right.
You haven't been physically hit by anything. This has gone straight through you, and it's done 3 damage. So you've both taken 3 damage. You're outside the car with Jarvis.
Yep.
As you look behind the vehicle, you see this monstrous-sized lion. He's almost just like you in every way that you know, except that he is a lion creature. You can see him in the bottom right panel there. It wasn't a full screen spread. This lion guy is holding onto the back of the car, having just slammed it onto the ground. And as you get out the car and look at him, he looks at you dead in the eyes and he goes, "Ah, just what we're looking for." Comes leaping it to you. With his claws out, gonna make a swipe for you. You need to make a melee evade melee roll for me.
Okay.
You guys hear this voice out the back of the car, you two, but you can't.
13.
13. You dodge perfectly, so you jump out of the way. You've still got Jarvis in your arm, but you jump back. We'll go to you now, Kieran. What would you like to do? You've got Jarvis in your arm. You've got a giant lion man facing you.
Fight. Round 1. Fight.
I would like to run and place Jarvis somewhere safe.
Okay. What I want you to do is make a dexterity check to see if the lion manages to strike you while you're not facing him, because presumably you have to get away from him a bit.
2.
You roll a 2, you're absolutely fine. The lion kind of tries to make a pounce for you, but you dodge him perfectly. You manage to actually sort of leap a fence, put Jarvis like on a street sort of thing, and you just tell him to make a break for it. He makes a break for it anyway.
Cool.
You can safely assume that he's probably going to call Snack about what's going on. Bounding through the fence behind you is the lion, who's now just standing ready to fight you. You two, you're just now in a pretty much banged up car. The doors are all wide open. You can get out now.
Right.
You can see that in front of you on the street there is this giant, fierce lion creature facing away from you.
Right.
And you can just about make out that big bad is on the other side of the lion. They're both facing each other.
Right. Okay.
What would you like to do?
Can I draw his attention by rocket punching him?
Well, you can basically just go for a rocket punch. So please do.
Okay.
So that's D12. What's that? Right. 8 plus 10.
Oh, is there a to hit roll?
To hit.
So the percentage number.
70%.
70%, so you need to roll.
Sorry,
You need to
70%.
roll a D.
So yeah,
D100.
first. So sorry, it's been a while since we did combat. So first, roll under the percentage in the D100, and that tells us whether or not you hit.
Okay, so 28.
Yeah, you said
28, so he's passed. The enemy will always have a chance to dodge your attacks. In this case, he's not facing you. He's not fixated on you whatsoever.
Right.
So he takes the attack directly. So now roll that damage, which is 1d whatever plus
1d12
10 damage.
Plus 10. Right, okay. 12 plus 10. 22.
Nice!
22 damage. Cool. So
What?
you do 22
Well
damage
done.
to him.
How did he go?
What you notice though, as your fist hits him,
Yep.
is that it seems to get reinforced by something. He
Right.
yells in pain and takes damage, but he appears to be wearing something, a sort of armor, or he's got a naturally
Right.
thick skin. So the damage has been reduced, but
Mhm.
you have done damage.
Right.
Cool. You've made a rocket punch. He is now, upon sort of getting smacked in the back extremely hard, he holds his ground barely, almost knocked over. Sort of reaches behind him, grabs your fist, turns
Right.
around and faces you. just goes, "Who the hell do you think you are?" and throws your fist on the ground. Your fist doesn't smash or anything, it's very sturdy. It just sort of bounces. He's now very pissed off with you. Gemma.
Why do I have to face a pissed off lion? Thanks. Okay. Well, I know that. Can I produce some, like, poison ivy to wrap around him to stop him from moving?
It would, because your plants don't grow incredibly quickly, and especially because you're on a pavement, it would take a while to come through.
Well, that's true.
But you could start preparing it, yes.
Is
Yeah,
his
that time
attention
that he could.
focused on me?
His attention is very much focused on you right now.
Maybe you could get away with an attack from
That's what I'm on
behind.
about. I want to use him.
Remember, a funny thing here is that you two could not stop in combat right now to really discuss actions with each other.
Don't worry anyway, I'm going for it.
If one of you has a really great idea, that's great, but to communicate it to another player who has no idea is a bit non-roleplay.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Is there any trees or anything around?
There is a small amount of grass and park just behind the fence where they broke down.
No trees.
So you've got a pavement, you've got your car, you've got your pavement, you've got the fence that's now broken here, and then you've got a field. There is a tree, but it's like sort of 50 feet away.
Too far away then. Oh. I don't know what to do.
Have you got any like offensive attacks or anything you can use?
I can use bow and arrow. Offensive or defensive?
Offensive.
Oh, offensive.
You're psychic to hit him again with his hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do
Pick
that.
up the hand and
Or
I'm
Jen,
all
if
for
you
it.
have any? I mean, we can't really be talking about this, can we? Because we can't.
Not really, but if you feel the need, you go ahead. I'm not strict about it.
I'm sticking to the rules. Jen, you do what you need to. You can't listen to us now.
Oh. Okay, so maybe the idea of using use the communicator to call out other teammates.
good idea. Get us in the
That was a great idea, Jen.
So I can quickly call them while my vines are growing.
Okay, you activate your communicator. Everyone else hears what you have to say.
Which is?
Guys, we need you.
Have you not noticed the big lion there?
there is a huge lion here, and we need
At
you
this moment, we're
now.
currently eating shawarma.
It's Aslan on roids.
Let's go. Let's go. Just like
Okay.
kind of power armor.
Three of you are fully aware where the car is parked. It'll probably take you, let's say, 2 rounds to get there.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, while we're on the way, can we call Snack and make sure that he knows the situation, even though we don't know that Jarvis would have called him, so I guess it would be professional of us to do so.
You try and call him. It says "call busy."
Okay.
Can we discuss with
I love how they're like making phone calls when we just called and told them that you and I are fighting a massive lion.
They're probably
Yeah, we're doing it on
They're
the way.
doing it
We're doing it on the way.
So, while I'm using the communicator to obviously call my other teammates, can I start with the vines growing?
You want to go for vines? Yep. Okay. You start that process.
I want to start that process, so then
Or rather, Green Empress starts that process.
Green
for
Empress
you.
starts that process.
You're absolutely free to take other actions while Green Empress is doing that.
Okay,
If you would like to ready your bow and arrow, which might be a recommendation,
I am going to ready my bow and arrow.
wonderful. You have that ready for next turn.
Okay.
You have to get out and bows and everything. Okay, it goes to the lion's action. Lion now turned around and very much pissed off at this the cyborg it's currently facing. It has your fist at its foot. What it's going to do first is quite fast, so he's going to be able to perform 2 attacks.
Right.
His first attack is going to be to kick your own fist back at you. Like out of anger, he's going to make a real swing kick at it to see if he can get it at you. At 84, he basically fails. What we'll say here is that he kicks your fist, but it's actually a lot heavier than he suspected. And doing so, he sort of like just hits it, and it just goes like a foot. Like it just goes like bump. And he's like,
Yeah.
Alright, now we've got a giant lion who stubbed his toe.
even more pissed off. He unsheaths like a very sort of mighty pair of claws. Like
Right.
they look very dangerous. They're very large. He makes a swipe at you,
Right.
but doesn't actually go to physically touch your skin. He swipes the air. What you notice is that there is suddenly a great force coming at you. It's very similar to Kieran's air slash,
Okay.
in the sense that he can slash you through the air.
Is it a physical attack?
I'll describe to you how it works in a moment.
Okay.
With your thing. So at 88, he fails. What will,
Again.
how we'll describe it is that when he goes to slash the air sort of turns into these cutting blades coming at you.
Yeah.
Where they would usually cut flesh and cut into whatever they hit. In your particular case just now, they sort of dissipated before it got to you, like it just became wind. So you just got hit by a very powerful breeze.
Yeah. Okay.
Again, he's just frustrated, really fucking frustrated. He's just like, there weren't meant to be this many of you. I want him. It's now your turn, Kieran.
Someone wants me. Tail wag. No,
15 minutes.
I'm not having any of this. I am gonna go with him for my general scratch bite type attack. However, through my knowledge of therianthropes, that's correct. That is the term for someone who transforms into an animal-like form, which I'm assuming he is, like myself, aware. I know that lions, like other cats, have surprisingly weak skulls. So I would like to direct my attack at his head.
Okay, well, roll under 70. You roll 77.
Fail.
You go for a swipe at his head, but you misjudge the attack completely. You don't quite reach it to him, but you're now both pretty much standing next to each other.
Oh, yay.
Going over to Harry.
Someone cut him.
Right.
We're not here yet.
I'm on the way.
You can activate a retrieve module in your fist now. You could always do it, but now it occurs to you this would be a good time to do it.
Right.
The fist essentially activates a magnetic pull to your arm,
Right.
and will come flying back.
Okay. I would like to, since he's come up close to try and attack me, I'm guessing. Is that right?
He's about. He went for the air slash, so he's still about 10, 15 feet away from you.
Oh, okay. Well, I'd like to run in anyway to try a melee attack. A normal melee attack. So, well, aim it for his head, I suppose, in an uppercut.
Okay, so roll the percentage next to your melee attack. I believe you've got a 50%.
Okay, so that is this. Oh, wait, wait on. That one. 91, that was terrible.
So again, you miss. You go for an uppercut. Being a slow, sort of hulking cyborg, he sees the move coming and very much just sort of leans back out the way of the attack. He's going to make a counter attack at you at this point, seeing as you've given yourself wide open. He goes for a punch, sort of at your lower robotic torso.
Right.
He gets a critical 7, which means that he will automatically do maximum damage against you.
What about reflector frame?
So now, here's what's going to happen. Please roll your 100. If you roll under 70, you have a 70% chance of reflecting the damage back, or at least,
Don't mess this up.
I'll try not to.
or at least defending yourself from the damage.
Right. I got an... Okay, I'm screwed. I got an 84.
You got 84.
Yeah.
Okay, so unfortunately your reflector module doesn't manage to stop his attack, and it does go straight through.
Right.
He sends a very powerful shockwave through you in the punch, dealing a mighty 22 damage.
Okay.
Strong.
That was critical. That was full blow. That's the hardest he can hit, really.
So that would be 25. I still got 35 health.
As you work that out, Gemma, you can now bring up vines at his feet if you would like to do so. Yes?
Yes, please.
That's a yes. Okay, cool. As his feet start to get entangled, he's going to attempt a dexterity roll, a half dexterity roll. so it's half his dexterity, not full, to try and dodge the vines, to try and see if he can outmaneuver them. At 6 against what's half of 17, higher than 6. He does get out of the way, I'm afraid.
Oh God.
He sees the vines coming up, furs on his feet, everything like that, cat-like reflexes. He jumps out the way. At this point, he's now noticed that you're doing something, but he hasn't quite ascertained what the hell's going on.
Right, so he doesn't
Still
know
very
what I'm
confused.
doing.
At this point, you guys can now see the fight, but you're still not quite in combat range yet.
Could we use a ranged weapon?
You can't throw that far.
Okay.
I know what you're thinking. You can't throw that far. Kieran.
I'm going to attempt to attack him again.
Okay, cool. You just going to go for a straight attack?
Yeah.
Do you want to describe what you're doing to me?
I am going to try and bite his face off.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, why not?
35. You pass on 35. Your damage is 1d10 plus half strength. So first, let me work out if he manages to dodge your move.
Let's hope not.
I'm going to reduce his dodge by 10 because right now he's looking at Gemma. He does not manage to dodge. You manage to sort of snap his face, digging claws into his face. You're going to do some damage.
Am I going to draw blood?
Do that.
God, I don't think it's free.
7 plus 10 plus 9, half your strength. So that is 16 damage.
Yeah, that's blood.
So that is cool. You are now drawing blood, and bloodlust. Bloodlust will now trigger for your next move.
It took an entire show.
As you're biting into his face,
I'm just gonna go straight
he's now going to attempt to sort of clap your head.
Okay.
It will disorientate you if it works.
Look at that. Just use
We don't want to kill him.
What we're going to do here is I'm going to roll my strength, and you're going to roll your strength. So he rolls his strength, he succeeds. Please succeed. Please try and roll under 18. You fail your strength roll, meaning that he manages to clap his hands against your head. He's going to strike you for... Where is the dice? Let's do 1d8. He just does 1 damage to you, but he claps you ringing in the ears. You're disorientated for 1 turn. He now picks up a scent on the wind, and you can see you 3 come. You 3 can now make a move.
Can I suggest that we don't kill it? We want to find out why.
You don't have to be whispering. I can hear that Georgie just suggested, let's not kill him.
Yeah.
But guys,
who's going first?
given our time constraint, please just give me your actions.
Okay.
I'm going to use
Stun him.
I'm going to use my pressure point to attempt to stun him. So then he's going to...
Okay.
I'm just
One
gonna
thing I want you to do is I want you to roll your dexterity to see if you can get into melee range that quickly.
So that's that one.
Yep.
So I've got to be under 16.
Yeah.
14.
Nice.
14. Okay, you get in there. Please roll the skill roll for your pressure point technique.
No, that's the... Yeah, that's right.
50%. No.
No, I didn't miss the first one.
All right, so you go to strike him with the end of your extended staff, but you kind of just miss. Probably because you were running too fast, you didn't get to judge the angle correctly, so you just poked right past him. He's still sort of recovering from the blood in his face, but he's very much aware that you 3 are now making strikes on him.
Can I roll a dex to see if I can get in close enough to get my hand in the blood?
Yeah, go ahead.
Wait, there's an easier option.
What?
Am I allowed to say? Because, I mean, I'm stunned.
What does it say?
Marcus, roll your intelligence on the
Yeah,
D20
that's
for
a
me.
good idea. Oh, intelligence.
Yeah, roll intelligence first.
I
Feasible.
succeed. Yeah.
You've just come up with a brilliant idea. I'll let Kieran explain it.
Mm-hmm.
Your idea is rather than try and get in the lion's face and get his blood, you go up to the guy who's currently got it dripping from his teeth.
Good plan. Good plan. Really smart. I'm going to do that. Wipe my hand on Kieran's face.
Okay, but still roll dexterity to get into the combat that quickly.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'd only make it about halfway.
It's also
at normal.
13. Yep, succeed.
Okay, cool. You managed to sort of expertly sprint right up to Kieran. who's right now sort of covering his ears and very much sort of shaking his head. You can assess from the situation and your intelligence that Kieran has the enemy's blood on him.
Yeah.
One thing I would suggest is you say softly to Wolfman, like, "It's me, Osmosis. I'm just going to take the blood." The bloodlust! You don't just slap his face.
Obviously not.
You have the blood on you. I'll explain to you what happens in the next round as it starts to work. Georgie?
Can I just run at him and fang bang him?
You want to fang bang? For those of you watching, Georgie has the ability to turn her hand into a poisonous snake fang. Okay, again, please pass your dexterity first on the d20 roll.
Don't know which one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I passed it.
Yep, okay, and then roll your ability to go into fang bang, boom slang.
What I use.
It's d100. There's a percentage number.
You've got to get under 60.
20.
20, cool.
That's 2. That's 2. That's a critical success.
Yeah,
It's a 2 and a double 0.
Oh, that is very much a critical success. Wonderful. I will explain to you how that works. He's got a 10% chance to dodge this. He doesn't dodge. You managed to get him right under the rib with your fingers, and you sink them in quite slowly. You do what is it? What's the damage I wrote down? Is it 1d4?
It's 3d4 plus bleed.
3d4 plus bleed, so that's 12 damage straight up because you do max damage. I can't work it out. There we go. And he is now bleeding, meaning that he's going to lose a small amount of life per turn. Bloodlust is very much active for Kieran now, and he's essentially weakened. Marcus has got this ability as well. I am now going to just explain to you what happens next rather than go through the turns, because we have very little time left. As you cause him to bleed, he's bleeding in his face, he's got this blood in his side, someone's just tried to hit him with a stick, and one thing that's happening now to you, Marcus, is that your arm is growing incredibly large in muscle mass, and you're getting this incredible amount of fur sort of out of you. But you're also...
Priest warned you about this.
You're also kind of losing your mind a bit. Like, you can't think, you can't quite focus, and you find yourself just incredibly wanting to rip into shit. Like, you want to kill anything right now.
Okay.
Please roll your power, the d20 roll power.
15... Success.
You succeed. You manage to keep control of your mind. And just as you kind of manage to stabilise your wound, you realise that minutes have passed. As you look around you, the wolf is now on, the lion is now on one knee. All of you are circling him. You've managed to subdue him just fine from the bleeding. He's not dead, and it didn't take very long after that. He essentially is kneeled down to you now. You can interrogate him, and I will essentially choose the right questions for you. You find out that he is sort of nameless. He doesn't provide you with a name. He just calls himself the King. The King. And the King. And he explains that he has been ordered to look for test subjects. These test subjects have been taken to a designated location that he doesn't reveal to you for fear of his life, to undergo transformation and experimentation. One thing is that when you came into town, when you were announced on the news, he was ordered to target you because they believe that for some reason your flesh and your blood is of some scientific importance. You could perhaps be the next level in human experimentation to create new monsters and creatures and things like that.
God.
He explains that he himself has been engineered, and he announces that he works for an organization known as the House of Evolution. You guys have never heard of this, and upon further conversation with Snack and the rest of the Heroes Association, this is the first time they've heard about it as well. Before the lion doesn't give you anything more. He actually slits his own throat.
Oh,
wow.
Lovely.
Before pooling the rest of the information. Some of you feel like he was almost ordered to tell you that if defeat was an option. What you're aware of now is that the House of Evolution are hunting you down, primarily for Kieran's wolf flesh and blood.
Sorry, I'm gonna have to...
And that's where we'll end it today.
Yeah. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. I think we're already off now, but just on the off chance that we're not, have a good night.
Yeah, we're gone.
Bye.
Yep. Bye.
Good night, everyone.